Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. All right. I will never not be nervous starting a live stream. So I just have to rip the Band-Aid off and jump right in. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to our Friday morning hangout. At least it's Friday morning for me. Re-Evolution Tarot said it's 7 p.m. her time. I love that we're all just like connected on the globe. And sometimes I think about what that means, like just energetically, that all of us are like spread out. It's different times, different places, and yet we're all connecting like in our heart energy and through our lives and the same kind of undercurrents that everybody seems to be dealing with. And that just seems so beautiful. So okay, a couple of things before we go ahead and jump into this reading. Today we are doing a reading on who has a crush on you. I love doing this one. It's 11 a.m. where Vanya is. So we're doing the crush reading today, and I just have a couple of announcements. First of all, if you are a patron and you have been on the wait list for personal readings, we sent out an email this morning just to let you know that you've been migrated over to the new waitlist system that Alex, my husband, actually built. He built an entire app. Like, I didn't even realize that that's what he was doing, but he built like a whole app, so that's why it's taken a little longer than expected. So hopefully everybody can get migrated over. If you don't want to be on the wait list anymore, that's totally fine, and we just have an easy way for you to opt out of that. And you're so cute, Heather. The next announcement that I wanted to make is that we have a new candle out for fall. It's not a magical ritual candle per se any more than candles just are kind of magical and ritualistic in their own right, at least in my opinion. But this is a fall scented candle, and it smells like pumpkin chai. It smells really, really good, and it has all the qualities of our other candles. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking on this because if you're interested, then you can just like check it out. Has all the qualities of our other candles, amazing wax. The scents that we use, I will say this, these are the cleanest scents that you can get on the market. And for those of you who are familiar with like US standards, California Proposition 65 is really kind of like the gold standard in terms of ingredients, because if you don't hit that, if you have any of the ingredients on that list, you have to put like a warning on your products that it contains some of those more toxic products that could be linked to causing issues, and there are over 900 things on that list. So the scents that we use, they don't have any of those things. We don't have to put that warning on there because these scents are really so good and so pure and so clean. Another thing is when you're burning candles, a lot of times they can put out what's called VOCs, volatile organic compounds, and to a certain extent you don't get away from that. We just have them all around us all the time, but there's certain chemicals like benzene and toluene, I believe I'm saying those correctly, that if you use paraffin wax and unclean scents, it's been shown to like put that out into the air, and our candles do not use those ingredients that have been shown for that. So it's $25, and you get a free shipping when you buy 2 or more. It's like if it's totals $35 or more. And just so it's not surprising, we migrated our website over to Etsy, especially to do like the international shipping and everything. We think that that's going to work out better. So just when you're clicking on the links, if it sends you over to Etsy, don't be like, oh, I wonder like why. It's just because we think it'll be easier that way, and just like a lot easier to manage and navigate. So it's sending you like to the correct place. But it is ninewoods.com/XC, I think. That might be wrong, but the link's in the description box below if you are interested in buying these. And we are also going to be doing a winter scent, which I'm obsessed with, and I think I'm going to use it year round, but we'll roll that out later. Just a heads up on all of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. I've already been getting some messages that are coming through. Okay. So we have, as per usual, 3 piles, and you might be drawn to more than one pile because I know a lot of you are foxy. I've read your cards before. A lot of times there's a pile where it's like, it would just be easier for me to list off the people who are not attracted to you. Some people are just like that, and so you might be drawn into more than one pile. Just be drawn, of course, as usual, wherever your intuition leads you. I just want to make a couple of announcements on that too. It's like, keep in mind that your intuition might change the way that it's operating. It could draw you into a certain pile, and really what that's trying to tell you is that the other 2 piles are your piles. Sometimes you can get drawn into your own energy, but sometimes the choosing process and connecting with your own intuition can be a lot of information in and of itself. So if you pick a pile and it doesn't seem to resonate, or you feel like it's your energy, then you might want to try to pick another pile and see if that resonates for you. So with that being said, here, pile number 1, we have vision, or the vision. I'm caffeinated. Sorry if my hands are shaking. Pile number 2 is the tear. And pile number 3 is the river. So I'll hold these all together. So this side is pile number 1, then this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. It's on the thumbnail too if you want like a cleaner image, but pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Just meditate on that, and okay, we will get into the reading. Also, this shirt, I'll just say I got this at a craft and antique fair for $13, and I'm like really, really obsessed with it. So, I just wanted to tell you that. I heard somebody say that, a lot of men, especially if they're like hunters, they'll be like, oh yeah, I shot this like 9-point buck or whatever, and that's like their trophy. And that for women, she felt like bargain buys are like our trophies. And I was like, I think that is honestly true. Okay, so getting into this. Who has a crush on you? Yes. Okay, so I'm actually really excited about this pile because what I'm getting right off the bat, and it doesn't always happen this way in readings, but I feel like the person that you have a crush on has a crush on you back. So that's like really nice, and it's really comforting, and it's reassuring. I'm kind of getting that I am getting an image of a rainbow in my mind, so maybe for some of you this is an LGBTQ relationship, but for others of you, I feel like there's been some kind of sadness or some kind of difficult event, whether it's between the two of you or it's like the two of you individually have gone through some kind of like really catastrophic or difficult period of your life, or even just like a specific moment, and it's like the two of you want to come together in order to rebuild and in order to heal and in order to have like some kind of a new chapter here. And I feel like there could be some kind of like level of hard feelings here between the two of you, but this person seems really engaged in your energy, but there's also a weird feeling in this pile where it's almost like, when a low pressure system kind of comes in right before the storm and everything just feels like almost like you exist in a vacuum. It's like, boom, and everything's like weirdly quiet before the storm. It kind of feels like that, where I feel like you've established this period of equilibrium, again, like probably after some kind of a period of a hard time, whether it was together or whether it was separately, where like it is kind of like an established order where nobody really wants to rock the boat because everybody kind of knows what to expect. And I do feel this person very much wanting to be like that first lightning strike that like kind of comes out, but they feel like because you've established a certain order, they don't necessarily want to rock the boat, but they do because they want to change things. They want to kind of like progress this. And I do feel like maybe that would cause a storm in some way, shape, or form, like whether it's between the two of you, but it feels like cleansing rains, and even like the intensity of a storm sometimes can be very like healing because there's just a lot of energy that kind of like needs to get out. And I feel like that's exactly what's going on, but it feels more like it's going on around you. So I don't know if it would cause a bit of kerfuffle for the two of you to be together. Whoa. Okay. I just saw something. Okay, there might be somebody else that's involved here that could potentially be mad about this. And I think for most of you, it's like somebody else who's interested in this person that has a crush on you, but it doesn't have to be. I'm hearing for some of you, it could be like a child, especially an older child, like a teenager or something like that is feeling very delicate about this whole thing and, feels like maybe this person will be choosing you over them, or like it's a betrayal to their family or something. But I'll just describe to you what I saw, because I saw that you were like in a building with this person, and like there's a hallway to this building and the lights are all on, and you and this person are walking together and you're talking, and it's very casual. And this person that I'm seeing here that has a problem with all this is like ahead, but they turned into go into this part of the building that to me looks like a nightclub. So all of the lights are off, and she's clearly, it's a she that I'm seeing, but doesn't have to mean there's a she in real life. It's just the energy signature is probably feminine, is wearing like a short mini dress and some kind of like a mask. So they're going to a masquerade. Now that's telling me a couple of things. They're going to a masquerade in like a club setting where there's like strobe lights and potentially like substances and everything's like very dark. So it's like there's a lot of haze around seeing each other clearly, not just between these two, but everybody that's kind of in that space. And but they're walking like ahead, so they have turned in, and then you kind of pause, you and this person that has a crush on you, kind of pause like before, because this person is like kind of just gonna follow, maybe out of habit, like going into that certain place, like, or they were always kind of planning to go there, but it's this crossroad moments of like staying in the light, staying where it's clear, staying where nobody has masks on, and they really want to go with you. And the thing that's standing out to me is that you guys like each other in the light. Like neither of you has masks on or like a costume or anything, and you're connecting in the light. But the way these two connect is in that other environment. And so the person that has some kind of difficulty with this kind of turns around, and they're like, what caught my attention is they like ripped off their mask and like angrily started running like towards the two of you. And so like this person is like very, very upset, but it reminds me of like that kind of like the caricatured villain in like a rom-com where it's usually some person who is like very upset, but they do something crazy like at the end that kind of reveals that even though they've been keeping themselves together, that they have like a lot of hateful or jealous emotions, and they do something that's like kind of funny where they like, I don't know, push over like the Jello fountain and then they end up in it's like kind of funny. I don't know. So this person is like, yes, it's scary, but it's less scary and more just like, maybe for some of you, this is a child. I don't know. So that might be a clue that there's somebody about who this is that has a crush on you because they're attached like kind of here to this other person. Now, more information about this person that has a crush on you is I'm picturing the Two of Cups in my mind. So again, it's this like easy kind of give and take. And the way I want to describe this is this person has kind of Sagittarius energy. They might be tall, but Sagittarians are kind of funny to me, like just their existence, because they are elevated, okay? Like this person I think is elevated in some way. They're elevated. They're better than us. They're better than you. They're not better than me. I'm kidding. They're better than us. They just are. There's just something about their energy, and it's not like they're trying to be, but they just are, and they kind of know that they are on some level. They know that they're smart. They know that they're capable. They know that they're leadership oriented and that their cup runneth over in some kind of way. They just kind of hold themselves. And there's, like I said, there's this elegance. Like I'm thinking of my grandma who was a Sagittarius, and she used to like press her slacks, and she would always like have earrings on. She always looked like very well put together. She held herself in a certain energy, but she was raucous. She was absolutely raucous in her sense of humor, but still like it managed to be like very elegant. So they're not trying to fit some mold of elegance or like being refined, paying attention to every detail to achieve, like to acquiesce to everybody else's sense of elegance. They're like a trendsetter. But it's like in their energy. They just hold themselves very confident, and everything that they do just kind of comes across like very elegant. But again, it's like that very raucous sense of humor. And maybe you guys have Sagittarius placements, and that's like where this connection is really coming through. But I'm getting that. Like I think you both actually kind of have this quality in one way or another. But there is a bit of a difference here because that like Two of Cups exchange energy, where I kind of feel like you are more elevated, like and you see very clearly, like with these owls here in this card, it's like you have that elevated perspective and that kind of wisdom, because Sagittarius with that Jupiter influence, they're teachers, right? And so you have like maybe a broad knowledge, you have this elevated perspective, you can see things kind of very clearly. So you know how to apply whatever skill needs to be applied, in the moment. There's something like that where this person that you're asking about, they are also elevated. Maybe it's like maybe they did come from a family with money, or like maybe they do have some kind of position, or again, it's like their stature or they're older than you. I don't know. They carry themselves the same way, but they're more the raucous side of it, like at least at the time being. So I think this person kind of reminds you of fun, like whenever you're hanging out, but then you kind of encourage this person towards maturity, but it balances itself out because at the end of the day, you both have both sides of that coin. And this person actually really, really, really is attracted to your strength. Your strength, like strength overall, because Sagittarians do actually respect strength and they like strength. They kind of don't like to be around people who are like too sensitive or too weak, because Saggies, they're not trying to be rude. They're just like confident and they're self-assured and they're leaders, so if they tell you what needs to happen, they don't want you to think that they're like being rude, so I think that you have that kind of an energy here between the two of you, but it's like I said, this person I think is at least this time like more raucous and you're more strong. This person sees you and your strength. So I don't know if you have a leadership position or it's just like you have just maintained like a quiet dignity about you, a sense of like authority. You always seem very well put together. And like if you have had problems, like say this is a relationship where it has ended, they see you standing in your power. Like you ended it because you were standing in your power, or you didn't put up with their nonsense because you were standing in your power. And this person, even though they kind of like lost out, they still respect that. They actually makes them like you even more. And that's where I'm seeing this person want to come in and break the ice in some way, like break this kind of standoff. And because you're strong, it doesn't make them feel weak to like bend the knee to you and to kind of play the fool to your leadership energy. They don't mind that, but so yeah, I don't know. They want to like offer you their cup of love, but they're like tentative about it, and they're very attracted to you being in your strength, and they like the way that you dress, and they like the way that you come off. There's a lot of physical attraction here. And I just heard denim, 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 denim. So I think this person, like literally, I'm kind of hearing this person make a mental note to wear denim. Like, I don't know. You know what it reminds me of? Like, I don't know, celebrities when they have to make an apology and they kind of like think about all the little things. Like they want to come off a certain way. So like they'll wear denim and they'll mess up their hair a little bit or something like that. And so this person, there's something about being casual. So they want to come off casual to you, but like effortlessly so. And so maybe they're like, yeah, I want to wear denim. Or maybe they know you like denim. But if it's not about like actual clothes, then it's like they want to come off casual to you, or like, yeah, like they just ran into you. And so the offer that they want to give you, they've actually been thinking about for quite a while. And they put a lot of thought. Oh, they're showing me like makeup. You know how like, so we spend a lot of time doing our makeup to kind of like come off as a natural look. So this person has done that in their mind. They've like kind of gone over and over and over. And they're like, I'm going to wear this outfit and I'm going to say this funny thing. And, you know, they've kind of rehearsed it a bit. But, when they want it to come off just spur of the moment or casual or something like that. I think this person really wants to try to run into you in just some kind of a casual way, or I don't know, like just make it seem like their offer to you is like in the spur of the moment. But I think for a lot of them, they know that it potentially could cause a storm, but that storm is necessary. And like, so maybe they feel like you would yell at them, or they're worried that you would, or they think that you would be well within your rights to yell at them. And they're kind of like expecting that. But again, it's like, they respect that. They're actually attracted to that. They know this person might well know that they've messed up here in some way. And it would not be as attractive to them if you just kind of didn't stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? So they are really, really drawn into that. I feel like this person thinks that you, like, we literally have the vision card here, and like they have their hands around what, I don't know, to me it's almost reminding me of like a scrying mirror, where it's like you're looking into that, and they just think that you're very well balanced and that you have like a very similar vision, and that you guys really could build something together. And they see your uniqueness. Like they see you as being like unique in that, like they can build with you in a way that they can't build with other people. Honestly, I keep coming back to that word respect. This person like really, really respects you, and they also like to maintain a sense of dignity themselves, but they feel like a little boy or a little girl whenever it is that they're around you. So they want to kind of like hold this, and they also feel very protective of you, and there's something here that they recognize needs to change. And they really respect your vision. Okay, another thing about this person is I'm getting that they're kind of a MacGyver type, because that's another thing with Saggies is like they're usually very skillful at something. This person has like that down. I think you're both very skillful, but in different ways. Like I was saying, you're very wise. You have that owl kind of, you can see in the dark, you can see the details, like all of that. This person respects that, because I think this person is like put their foot in their mouth. Like Saggies can kind of do that, but like, because they couldn't see clearly. But this person's very skillful, and they're kind of like a MacGyver type. So, but they sometimes can struggle to know which aspect of themselves to like bring to the table. I think this is something that they're working on a soul level, and it's like that's what they have to learn from you, is like maybe when to shut it, or when to be tactful and like more graceful, still display power, but do it in a way that doesn't shoot yourself in the foot or like come off wrong. Knowing when to ruffle feathers and how. Some, like, I don't know, there's a grace, there's a tactfulness, there's a choose your battles kind of nature to you that I think this person, again, it makes you come off very dignified, and this person's like, man, I really wish that I could be that. There's a little bit of that here between the two of you, where it's like this person respects you and admires you and kind of thinks to themselves like, man, I wish that I could be more like that. Even though I don't think they connect with it that way in their conscious mind, I think there is that of like, man, I wish I could be more like pile number one, you know, in this way, and like hold myself this way. Because I think they come off like dignified, but they don't necessarily feel it all the time on the inside, because they have that like more raucous side to them. I can see this person like thinks a lot about you. They've just been like very pensive, you know, and I think they like that about you as well, that you are very, you don't get drawn into things. I think this person can get drawn into things, like on a spur of the moment or something, like going into that nightclub, but you make them see, like I'm hearing it looks good on you. It looks really good on you, the walking the more mature path, because again, I think you have a sense of humor. I think that you're raucous, like you're successful and you're dignified, but you're not bland. You're not boring. You're not predictable. Like they're just you're stable but still not predictable. That's a hard balance to really cut. That is a fine line to walk, and this person sees it in you, because I don't think they've really seen it in anyone else, and they see it in you, and that's really what it is. That's why you're inspiring. And I'm hearing this is something really only you could have done for this person, because you hit that just right here for this person. So they feel like they're teetering on the edge here, where they have like some kind of choice to be made. And if this person has involved anyone else in your relationship, like if you were with this person and they cheated, or they don't have the same feelings really for anyone, like I'm getting really truly for anyone, this to me looks like a soulmate connection. But I just heard you say like that's honestly meaningless. This is what I'm talking about. You're very dignified, and you can see clearly, and you're very matter of fact, where it's like, you know, what good is it? Like, okay, they love me, but like it still equates to me being disrespected or me being mistreated, and I just can't allow for that. And they're like, I know, I think this person really wants to live up to your standards, but they're keeping this all under wraps right now, because this person's going through a dark night of the soul themselves. And I kind of feel like there's something they need to clear up within themselves before they step to you. And if they don't do that first, then I just really think you're going to reject them, honestly. Maybe you already did. Maybe this already happened for some of you. Because they're going through like the woods, you know, the woods being a metaphor for like they have to figure out something. They have to get to the other side of this. They need to learn kind of how to do it. And I think them going through this process actually levels them up and makes them kind of like a match for you, which they already know that they are doing. So they can't want to cling to your energy even by proxy, like even trying to be elevated like by proxy to you. They actually have to walk through this wooded forest and make certain decisions and cut ties with certain bad habits or people in order to then show up on the other side, you know. Then their surprise attack that they want to do, this like sudden offer, would be better received by you. So this person, what do they like really? This person likes everything about you. You really, this is like kind of sound very cliche. And I think this person feels that way too, but it's like you really stand apart in this person's mind. They like your mind. They like your vision. They think that you have some kind of a long-term vision, but also that you're capable of achieving it. They think that you see very well in the dark. They think that you are elevated. They think that you are wise. They think you see the world differently. I think when you have a conversation and you just say certain things, like you see the world differently than other people that they're kind of around. And I think they tolerate, literally that's the word that's coming through, tolerate. And I'm hearing that song Tolerate It by Taylor Swift. Maybe that's how you felt. But they tolerate being around like other people that are maybe, again, that's that more raucous side to them, because they get bored. But what they're learning is that with you, that elevated perspective, the mature perspective, they also don't get bored. So this is a high compliment coming from this person. And yeah, so they like that you're never boring. They like that you're stable, but also not predictable. They see that that's like very healthy. They think that they see the next like stage of their life, like the way they want to unfold as a person, being very similar to how you unfold as a person. And so they know they would never be bored, but then they could actually build certain things, and they wouldn't have to indulge in their bad habits. Because this is a person, because they have that Saggy nature that is elevated, they're not as unconscious as maybe some of these other people. So they do kind of feel bad. They do sort of know that they could be showing up to their life better. This is a person who's really, really on the precipice of changing. But you have to keep in mind, they have to make that change and then step to you. But I think you already know that. I think if this person, some of you guys, like this person could have been in a relationship where they could have had a type before, and then like they met you and like everything came like crashing down, which is maybe why I saw that other person at the beginning that was like very angry, because they kind of rely on this person staying in their low vibrational energy or in this unconscious energy. Oh yeah, to be around them. Look, this is the Three of Swords. So there could have been, again, a third party situation, some kind of heartbreak. And to me, the Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra, which is actually an elevated position. Saturn exalts in Libra at the beginning of Libra, not all the way through, but so there, to me, there's like some kind of karma that could be worked out here in this relationship, but they see you as the higher path to being able to do that. That exalted energy of like, you could hit it just right. Thank you so much, Heather, for the $20. They really do see that you could just like hit it just right. And like, they know that they're working out their karmas with these other people, but it first of all, it takes more of them, of this like kind of raucous type, for them to be confronted with themselves. And it's much lower vibrational, and the lessons are much more painful. Yeah, they see you as some kind of like sanctuary for them, which I think you already know, like, to be wary of. I think you left this person in the past. Again, this has only increased their anxiety. They're sweating losing you. Oh my gosh, yeah, because they feel like you made a judgment call on them. But all of this, again, they're drawn into your strength. they that turns them on. So when you left, it really increased their attraction to you, or when you put your foot down in whatever way you did, it increased their attraction to you. And then they were like, oh my gosh, I have to figure this out, because this person, they think you left for good, perhaps. And they really are like, I don't know how to come back. And they're right, because Spirit's saying they need to be put in this stasis. They actually really do. Because I am seeing this as a soulmate connection here. But there's old patterns that they need to let go of in order to re-engage it in a healthy way. And I think Spirit may have stepped in. So if you found out something about this person, which also could be this judgment energy, or this person was very scared that you were going to find out about their habits, because this person tries to put on that elevated image. And it's crazy because they really are elevated in some manner. They do see things differently. They do, maybe they have higher education, or they have, Jupiter is the mind, and like the expansive mind, like having big ideas. Like this person has that quality, but then they also have these bad habits that judgment called Pluto energy, like potentially have gotten unearthed. If you walked away and you didn't find out, like maybe you found out through the tarot or through your own intuition that this person had bad, like more nastier habits. If you didn't find out in a way that was obvious to this person, they still are worried that you found out something. And even if you found out one or two things, if this person has more things, they're still worried that you know more than you do. And I'm just telling you this because I think it actually does give you a leg up to advocate for yourself. If you keep mysterious about that, like, well, you know what you did. Why don't you tell me what you did? That kind of thing. You may actually find out more, and it would just behoove you. It would just behoove you to know more. Okay. Because this person I've seen this energy recently. I think I just said it in this last reading that came out. This is the person who has skeletons in their closet, okay? I just heard something about their dad. Maybe their dad has maybe they don't want their dad to find out something. I don't know. Something about their work, or like how they've gotten ahead or something. This is strange. Like there's somebody here that's an authority figure, and it's coming off very paternal, with like money or like a boss or something. Yeah, and they feel under the thumb of this person. Oh, interesting. And they want to offer you something. Why I get this energy sometimes, but it feels like maybe it's not for all of you. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that this is confirming your own reading. Okay, let me just see, like, what is this? There's this thing. It's like showing up kind of separately here. So it must be having some kind of an influence on this person's anxiety and coming towards you, because they feel like they're letting down some kind of paternal figure, and it's tied to security for them in some way. It's tied to money for them in some way. How? They're waiting for their ships to come in so that they can reveal the truth. They're working. Okay, they're working for the Four of Wands. They want this happy relationship with you. They want that, but they feel like they need to work, and potentially they need to work away from home. Why? So they have their own money. They feel tied to somebody else here monetarily. And maybe even because, okay, so maybe this person is with someone else, or there's somebody that their parents feel like they should marry because of like some kind of, we've seen this 1,000 times before, culture, religion, something. I just heard maybe they got somebody pregnant, and so their parents are like very much thinking that they should marry that person. So this person wants to start off on their own so that they don't have to like conform to whatever this is. It's like there's grief over the fact that they're immature, and that maybe there has been some kind of like sexual going on here, and this person's trying to like hide it until they can change it, is what I'm getting. And it's like they want to change it. So Spirit is putting the pressure on this person, I think, through their family, because their family won't accept this low negative behavior. Now it's immature because this person thinks, let me just hide it, instead of like, I really need to change it. They understand that it needs to change, but they were kind of taking their time. Then all of a sudden Spirit adds you to the mix. And it's like making this, it's just doubling down. So they really need to evolve into this King of Wands. And this person knows that they need to have some kind of an action plan. So that goes back to what I was picking up on as this low pressure system around. I feel like it feels stagnant here on your end. Maybe it does, like that you're just in this vacuum of communication or something like that. But maybe you feel this intensely on the 5D or something, that this person wants to bring you their truth, or that they're watching you. And it makes you feel very confused about like this stasis. You don't know how to interpret it. And I'm telling you, I can see this with this person who has a crush on you. It's weird to interpret this stasis because they get money from somewhere. They get a little bit of money from somewhere. And like it's like their work or their burdens only bring in a little bit of money, but then that's kind of what I'm getting. So money, I think, is a factor here for this person as well, and that might be throwing you, because again, I think there's something about this person that comes off very elevated to you in your mind. Not that they're not, it's just like they have problems like anybody, So let's see. Okay, so let me just, I keep getting sidetracked by what's going on in this person's life. Okay, I think they're overcompensating in this tarot reading where they're trying to just let you know everything because they can't tell you this in the physical. Strategically, I'm hearing strategically they can't tell you this because if they told you all of this, then maybe you would think that they were a loser, or you would be mad and then you would leave. So they feel like when they get their opportunity with you, they got to hit it just right. So they don't want to come back until they're ready to come back. So they're just trying to let me tell you this. So it's like you do know it, but then you haven't seen their face again, or you haven't I don't know, it's like you can't reject them in the physical just yet. There's something, I think they're overcompensating in this tarot reading because they're trying to hog all the room. I keep trying to go into like, okay, what they like about you, and I'm going to, and I've mentioned like a few of these things, but they keep trying to say, well, and then like there's this other thing, and there's that other thing, and so I think this person's also learning that vulnerability can be strong, you know, like owning up to certain things where you have actually messed up, like is a lot of times a sign of strength, and they don't just have to have this stalwart appearance that they have everything together. Like a lot of times the weakest people do that, and then they're seen as weak, especially when the truth comes out, which it always does. And that's what they're afraid of. I think they've done this in the past, which is why they're afraid of like certain things surfacing and being unearthed to you. So getting into what this person likes about you, we've already said like your mind, your dignity. There's a real like connection with dignity and respect. Your stature. So like however tall or like your body, how you hold your body, you know. And I think your height, like whether you're tall or whether you're short, your height has something to do with this as well. Like if you're tall, they maybe think that that's like very dignified and, you know, very silhouette or something. If you're short, like they still think you're dignified, but it's like they like that. They like the short, like it has to do with your height, I think, and the way that you carry it in your body. And they see it as a symbol of like your strength. And I just heard your attitude. This person likes your attitude towards life. They like that you're raucous, that you can be a little sassy, but I think it catches people off guard. Yeah, because you stand in your dignity like so much, and then maybe you let off a zinger, you know, because you're very witty, and like, but it's like perfect. I'm hearing it's just perfect. You know exactly when to do it and exactly when not to do it. This person has that too, but they don't know when to do it and when not to do it. So thus the foot and mouth energy I was picking up on earlier. They really like that. Yeah, I'm hearing they just keep kind of centering around your sense of humor. They feel like you guys can laugh together. It's never boring around you. You're adventurous. They're in the mind, you're adventurous. I don't think this person's been around that energy, to be honest. Like maybe, I think they've potentially been around academics or like, again, people who are very intelligent, but maybe they find them to be like suits, you know, stuffy kind of suit type people. But yours is creative. There's like a creativity about you that it means that everything's always shaking up and it's never changing. And they feel like they could commit to you because of this, because things are always so fresh and so new around you. And this is like a new thing that they are feeling. They like the two of you together. This person pictures you standing next to each other. They feel like energetically, even if you are like a lot shorter than them, they feel like you could stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Like in terms of your dignity and your intent and your intelligence. And they feel like you they like the image of the two of you in the world. They like what it says about themselves, because to them, it's like being with you means that they are succeeding. They really like your looks. They like your face. They like your side, like the view of you from the side, not just your face, your whole body, like your whole body view from the side. They like your stature. They like the way that you dress. They like the way that you do your hair. And if you wear any like a headband or like head dress, anything like barrettes, or like if you put anything in your hair, they really like that. They like, I think I'm getting that this person has touched you like on your hands before. They like your hands. They think that it's like very soft. This person wants to touch you softly here as well. And they like your no nonsense like attitude. Yeah, they really do. So I'm going to pull some of the Tarot of Sexual Magic cards. I'm not going to show them to the camera because YouTube's really been getting me on that lately, but I'm just going to... Oh, nice. You know what? Broganelli said, feel like it's me. I've got such bad relationship habits and I'm pushing my soulmate away. You know, a lot of people have been saying these things in the comments where it's like, I think I would like to be better in this way or that way. And I know it's like hard to even notice that about yourself, and it's even harder to like just kind of own up to it. And it almost reminds me of like a confessional where it's like when you say it out loud, it kind of puts your intention into the world. And I'm just so taken by that. I find that to be like very strong. Yeah, it could be a family business, X. You look like a cute fuzzy rabbit or squirrel. Thank you so much. Aw. Okay, let's just see what this person likes about. Okay, this person I think likes to, they like the thought of being over you sexually, like on top, or like that view from like up to down. I think it's even like when you're standing next to each other, but they really like that, especially because I think you are so strong. They like when you kind of surrender or submit because they see you as like such a powerful person. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Thank you so much, Amy, for the $3.99. Oh. Okay, interesting. This is the Hangman. This person really likes your booty. They like your legs. They like, okay, so now, like, they like the view from the side. They like the view from behind. They want to, like, hold you down is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I mean, we just got the 10 of Pentacles to come out. This person likes your whole body. They just feel like they can have everything. There's a sense of luxury around you. If you wear, like, this person might like the feel of your clothes. Maybe you have, like, real silk or, like, certain things like that. They like your back. This person just, like, likes to touch you. They're very tactile. They really like your conversation. It's from pile number 1, Guy Cat. But this person is tied up elsewhere. I'm getting it. And it's a very karmic situation. And I think they do tend to know that. There might be a child involved. And this person is feeling very defensive here about that. They really want to just put the past behind them and to be able to start over with you. They really do. But they feel like it's going to affect the wheel of fortune here. But this is their karmic lesson. And they feel like integrating that karmic lesson, they feel like they're up to it, first of all, which is a good sign. And then they feel like you are kind of the end of that. But they need to, there's something here that they need to leave behind. And that there's somebody here they may need to disappoint, if not more than one person. So let's get some love messages and we'll move on from pile number 1. I'm in a mood this morning. We will be together again. That was basically the center point of all of this, is that this person, they're in a stasis that you could potentially misunderstand. They are trying to figure out how to come back. I wish I had treated you better. This is a huge motivator, and this speaks to your soulmate connection, I think. They actually do wish that they had showed up better for you. Prickly, yeah. Oh yeah, don't forget to like the stream. I'm detoxing from substances like smoking and drinking, and I feel good due to that these days. Good. I really wish I could detox from sugar. That's what I'm going to focus on. Can't stop thinking about you. I'm afraid to contact you. That's exactly what I said. I love it when like this gets confirmation. So many things remind me of you. Oh yeah, okay, so there's this other energy that's coming through. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I wonder if you're happy without me. I think this is this other energy, like that has had to kind of keep them embroiled in a lower vibrational energy, or they're thinking that, yeah, about somebody else, but that seems like separate from this. Let me get, okay, what other messages? Full moon energy in Aries is not helping. Hello. Okay. What other messages do they have? They really just want to let you know how much they love, admire, and respect you. They feel like they did not come through. Their actions did not demonstrate that in the past. And they know that talk is cheap. This person feels the same way, that talk is cheap. And they don't just want to say it. That's why this person is like intentionally not coming back, because they want to have something to show for themselves. They really do. That's where this person's maturity comes in. They want to have like something to show that they're different. That way, when they tell you all these things that they love you, then you'll know that it's true because of their actions. I hope our paths will cross again in the future. I said that. This person's really hoping that they bump into you so that it can be just like a meet cute. I have to deal with my pain to be able to open my heart to love again. This person, I think they feel like this is you, that they've caused you some kind of a pain, and that you have to kind of sort that out before you'll even be open to them again. But this person understands, I think that they've caused pain to like not just you but to other people, that they've really let other people down, and they need to deal with that before they can actually move on with you in love. The thought of you drives me crazy. I'm always here for you. Please give me a second chance. Yeah, because I think you have moved on from this, or they see that. I do love you, just don't know how to show you right now. Yeah. Okay, anything else, Spirit? I never experienced this intense of a connection before. We'll get one more. Well, okay, it says I'm not the same person. Hold on. I wasn't planning on having it. I wasn't planning on having anything serious when we met, but I can't deny I'm falling for you. There was another thing here. I fell in love the moment I saw you. This person was not expecting that. That was the tower moment that I picked up on earlier. They fell in love the moment that they saw you. It shook them. They'd never experienced that. I'm hearing this lyric from a song that I don't know what the song is, but it's like, I never knew that love at first sight could feel so real. And so this person maybe didn't believe in love, or like they never took love seriously, and then they saw you, and then all of a sudden like it felt so real, and they weren't planning on that because they weren't ready. This person just feels like they weren't ready. I'm trying to be someone you can trust. Please understand I need time and space right now to be able to do that, because they weren't ready. So they know that they're backtracking. They know that they're taking like more time than maybe they should have if they had been on their path before. But all of that's coming through here for pile number 1. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. That's who has a crush on you. It's really beautiful. So essentially, the person who has a crush on you is the person that you have a crush on, which is what you want, right? That's the way that, and there is some kind of shadow self connection as well. But I feel like we've covered that in a lot of other readings. So that was pile number 1. Nice. Okay. I just want to clear my palette for pile number 2. I'm trying to like take a moment to just like have an out breath before I jump right into a new energy. But Catherine said, woo, he's in Wisconsin. I'm in the UK. Wow, that's quite a ways. The guy's into substances and asked me on the first date to do substances and go to his place, and you walked away. Good. Yeah, it's like your dignity. They're actually attracted to that. That's what I was getting. Nice. Okay. Pile 2. All right. Let's do it. All right, Spirit. So pile number 2, who has a... Okay. Can you guys see me? Okay, I think we're back. So, okay, yeah, you are. That was crazy, and the chat was hilarious. So, I couldn't have said it better myself. For those of you who are not watching this live, I'm just going to read a couple of these. It was like tower moment. That's significant. LOL. This person's a runner. They're really, they're scared to relay messages. Pile 2, hanging on to its secrets. Seriously. Yes. There could have been some kind of a tower moment or like a glitch or a crash where it's like something, I think it really was because this person needed to express like from an emotional place. But again, they're trying to manage not having their emotions leak out. Instead, they're trying to just be very non-emotional, just say exactly what needs to get said, like, you know, be cool, be chill, because like I was saying, this person, it like completely scrambled my train of thought. So I feel like whenever this happened, it made you doubt how you felt about this person, or like how you thought they felt about you. So you're probably very confused about this person who has a crush on you, because maybe it just the connection just like suddenly just went out, or this person just left, like they just up and left, like maybe mid-sentence, or I don't know, when they shouldn't have, you know, something that it threw you off. This person's like very confusing. This is the person that has some kind of a crush on you. Now, like I said, they're actually a very emotional person. They feel things very deeply, but there's something about whatever it is that they've gone through where they have felt like showing those emotions are very detrimental or very dangerous. Now, I kind of have a bit of a soft spot because I grew up with a parent who was disordered in a way that meant that if I let on, even to the things that I liked, that it would be used against me. Like if I said that I really liked this, or that I was very happy to be going to a certain school, then I would get moved out of the district, or my bed would be in the yard with a sign that said free on it, you know, like weird stuff like that. So this person may well have come by that honestly, where they just kind of realized that if they showed their emotions to the wrong person, that it potentially could be used to harm them. And I think this is just something that is, you know, really hard, really destructive here for this person. Man, that really threw me off. This person is very much trying to hold their secrets, because I was in a good, when I caught them, like when I could catch that stream of their energy, then that's when like everything just like kind of froze up. And maybe that's how. So what I want to say is that I think maybe you got onto some kind of truth about this person. You did realize that this person had some kind of feelings, or some kind of deeper feelings, or it got to a place that was very vulnerable or something like that. And then that's when they kind of scrambled something. Like you thought something was a certain way. Then I think, yeah, like, and it probably was connected to an emotion, even if it was like anger or something, you know, because this person, like I said, they're emotional. They have a myriad of emotions for you, whether that is passion, that is love, that could be anger, it could be distrust, it's like a soup of emotions. So this person actually feels things very differently. I just think that you get this very almost like flat affect here with this person. And there is a sense of sadness like with this tear. And I'm like really being drawn into like the fact that this is an emerald tear, which is making me think of Ardra. And Ardra in Vedic astrology, it's like, it is a sign of destructive storms. That's actually reminding me of pile number 1 quite a bit, because we were talking about destructive storms. So this person may have brought a destructive storm to you emotionally. Maybe this person displaces their emotions because they're not feeling them or owning them. Then you felt like some kind of destructive energy. I really am so mad. I was like right in the stream of things. So let me just like back up here and try to kind of pull back and get a little bit more energy. This person that has a crush on you, remember we were talking about like the feet, the Pisces thing. There is some kind of mercurial energy to this person. I'm getting that they have two that's okay. I'm getting that this person like has two sides of things, because they could be a Gemini. They could have Mercury in their chart where they have like two sides to themselves, but you're really only getting like the one impression. This person is actually like very colorful, very spiritual, they have a beautiful soul. This person like actually genuinely does have a very beautiful soul to them, but it's like they try to protect it. That's what's going on. I'm almost getting like they try, like this here is like a keyhole to a door, and they kind of just try to look through. And it's a very ornate keyhole. So this person maybe has like, they do look beautiful. They look ornate. They look one way. But then this person is actually a lot more fun and fancy free on the inside than they are giving credit for. I just feel like there's something here about that. I'm going to have to pull more cards. Dang it. Thank you guys for complimenting my clothing. Maybe that's another thing. It's like they're complimenting their clothing. Look, this is the crash that we just experienced, the 8 of Wands. I feel something was said here between the two of you, okay? And it changed the course of everything. But it also led to a blockage, and it came out of the blue. And it could have gone either way. Like maybe you said something to this person, maybe you tried to ask them on a date. And then they said something that wasn't emotional. It was like very, I don't know, not emotional. They gave you a piece of information, but they were holding in their emotions, and that was the karma. Like, I think that's their karma that they need to be working through, is like to actually try to open up to the right people, to people that they can trust. And you seem to be one of those people, but then it put up a blockage here, like with Saturn, and maybe it like caused some kind of sudden ending. That's what I'm getting. There was some kind of major tower moment here. That meant that like this is crazy. So this person that has a crush on you is giving, I feel like, almost the exact opposite impression. They're giving that they're fine. They're giving that maybe like they're sad. There's just not a lot here to go on. Maybe you feel like you can only look into this person's life. If it's not their life, it's like their inner sanctum, like via a keyhole, something like that. You're trying to offer this person your cup of love. So this is interesting. The person that has a crush on you, maybe for some of you, this is also piggybacking off of pile number 1, because I feel like it's the person that you probably have a crush on as well, and that you are trying to connect with. You're different in some way, and you're trying to let this person know that you're different. And I think this is actually part of like your sacred karmic contract, is this person maybe has genuinely been around unsafe people. I can see very clearly here that you're not like that. Congratulations. Please subscribe. I would love to have safe, different, healthy people here. So I can see that you're that. So I just like to keep those people around. I like to tap this kind of energy. Literally High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person has actually led to your own intuitive gifts and abilities waking up, because it's like only via intuition can you pick up on what's actually going on. That's what I'm getting. See, it's like this cloak of blackness. Like this person tries to cloak themselves in darkness. Maybe they try to come off scary. Maybe they try to come off like brooding or like, I don't know, tough. But it's not, it's tough like, I don't know, Scorpio tough. Like, I don't know, just like, they're not giving you much. They're trying to come off that way. But then look beneath the surface. It's like purple. Purple is like the crown chakra, spirituality. This person actually might well be very intuitive. I think they connect to their intuition via tower moments, via, at least at the current time, like some kind of destructive energy. Oh, this person has to connect. I get it. They have to connect to their intuition to try to sense out who people really are, who's going to lead to the tower moment and who isn't. Because I just get that you are not. This is a sacred connection in that way. Like, I feel like you're both kind of following breadcrumbs sort of back to each other here, but it's in the works. Spirit's saying it's in the works. So I do feel like there's some kind of reunion with this person in the works, whether it's in the physical, in this lifetime. I think for some of you, it actually may be, we've seen this, it might be in the ether. It might be via developing your own like intuition through the tarot, something like that. It needs more time because I think it hurts you when this person doesn't actually give you what you need. The mirroring is off. We've seen this in this connection. The mirroring is off. They're not trying to hurt you. This person's not malintended. They don't have a bad heart. They're trying to protect themselves. This is a thick, dense, I'm almost picturing like the goo of like a tar pit. Thick, dense, karmic energy that they have to kind of like work through in order to let their beautiful heart shine. But this person does have a beautiful heart. I think you sense that here about this person. But Spirit is saying, look, you've planted your seeds with this person. And when they get free, this person's on their own journey where they have to bust free of their own karma. Like they're in their own, I'm hearing they're in like a bubble all their own. This person is very insular. They're very like insulated. And when they can figure out how to bust free, they're going to get a lot of wish fulfillments because this person has excellent karma is what I'm getting. They really do. They have excellent, excellent karma. And that is when you come in, like with this strategy. But I feel like this gives you some kind of a headache because, and you may not understand when this person starts to bust out of their little cocoon, like they're the butterfly and they're like busting out of it. This might give you the wrong impression that you are the problem. Certainly there are people in this person's life, a lot of them, that genuinely are the problem. These are people that are two-faced. They're probably people who are like, well, I don't know why. I mean, like, I'm just such a safe person. I don't know why they would put their guards up. Healthy people understand why other people put their guards up. It's really not a mystery. It's really not. So you give them the space, you give them the comfort. I think this is you. Like, you see this person's cues, you maybe overly take it personal, you overly respond by giving them their space or something like that. So when this person starts peeking out of this and they're starting to get their blessings, you might wrongly think that this has something to do with you, of like cutting ties with you. It doesn't. Not with you, pile number 2. It does with all these other people who, frankly, there's a lot. Like, this is like 3/4 of this card is covered up with black. So it's these other people, and this person's going to kind of, I'm hearing the winds of change are going to come. And that's like, have you know that this person will then have options, but so will you potentially, in order to like reach out to this person or to make some kind of like a connection here with this person. So don't take this on, especially if, I don't know where you met this person. I don't know if you were surrounded by some of these people who you probably had your own experiences with these people if they're two-faced and they cause a lot of pain. I think these two-faced people that potentially are around you both, it's like they act like they're sad. They act like they've been hurt by this person, like by this person's decisions to like pull into their shell. But the thing is, like I said before, behavior does not exist in a vacuum. And I'm also hearing from the 4 agreements, like not to take anything personally. So it's like, I think you were tempted to, but not in a way that made you lash out. Like, I think these two-faced people lash out because this is a person that can basically sense them. And this person is having the correct response, but they're overcorrecting when it comes to you. Does that make sense? But I think some of you need to ask yourself if you're in the same cesspit that this person was also in. That could be part of the karma. Is maybe you both have very similar karmas where you're around the same, like you're in the same group. I feel like there's a group in common. In Uttara Bhadrapada, my moon is there. And, you know, Uttara Bhadrapada is known for getting nitpicked to death when they are like small. They get held to very high standards, almost unrealistic standards. And because they're held to those standards, when they grow into themselves, they're very good. People can get addicted to what Uttara Bhadrapada brings to the table. Yeah, I feel like, and Uttara Bhadrapada in Pisces rules over the feet. So there's that Pisces connection. And it's like, this is very interesting, this person. It would be very, this is why I think there's an intuition connection, because it would be very difficult on purpose by this person's design to like actually see what's going on behind the curtain. But it's like, how is this person ever supposed to make a connection? How are they supposed to ever reach out and like get what they want, which is you. Yeah, and Pisces, okay, Pisces is a dual sign, like, well, Mercury's there and the end of Pisces. But Pisces, like healthy Pisces, you transcend physical reality through things like spirituality. But if you don't, when you lean into the lower vibrational natures of that, a lot of times people do get deluded, or they deal with substances, they deal with addictions, because it's a way of losing the self. That's what it is, especially Sun in Pisces. Sun represents the self. Sun doesn't always do so well in Pisces because the self likes to be strong. It likes to be known. That's a part of our self that should be there. But it's a way of losing the self. Well, you lose the self, you lose the ego, you transcend it through transcendence in spirituality, but through like the opposite of transcendence in like drugs, can be railroaded for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of times Uttara Bhadrapada is like Cinderella energy. So again, I think this person has like really been through it in some kind of way. It's not necessarily that they came from poverty, because just like in the Cinderella story, well, she kind of came from wealth. It's just that everybody tried to like prevent her from having the support, having the resources that they need. Well, thank you so much. His Mars in Pisces. Yeah. Mars in Pisces, that's like, very, very prone to, look at this. Very prone, again, to like the raucous side of that energy. This is very positive energy. Now, all of a sudden it flipped. This is like really, really good energy. And then we've got the Libra card here. So again, this is very karmic. In the best way, because I feel like you and this person, it's like karma, it's like destiny for the two of you to actually work this out and be able to make a connection and probably be in relationship to one another in some way, shape, or form. But this is a healthy, very reciprocal give and take relationship. Look, the Two of Cups. Via the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this one came out first. This is Kritika energy. This is purifying. It's going your own way. Purifying, going your own way from a toxic, negative, nasty group of people that are two-faced. They probably come off like they're the victims, but in reality, they're the persecutors to this person. And that maybe they try to get this person to feel like they should rescue them, or something like that. It's really gnarly. What's going on around this person, very gnarly. And somehow you're associated, or like you're swept up in it. Probably because you have your own levels of karma to work out with this group as well. I'm hearing they tried to pull you apart. Like, I don't know, it's bad, whatever's going on here. And the Knight of Pentacles is just like slowly moving away from that in the material world. So you probably see this person in some way, shape, or form building, and they've had to have a lot of discipline, a lot of binding, but you know what? It's not their true nature. Their true nature is like the horse yonis. They're very free. They're very independent. So this person who has a crush on you is actually, they're very free. They're very independent, but they're very like bound up. This person's not really in their best nature. They're not really like subservient to a group, like in any way, shape, or form. They're meant to be connecting with their own personhood. So my advice to you is try not to take whatever you get from this person personally, unless you know that you are one of these people that are kind of like two-faced. But I'm really not getting that. If you chose this pile, I think that you aren't that way. You met this person, maybe you were the light in the darkness, like that they ran into. Maybe you have a very similar background, and you're very confused. I think you thought that this person had options, and they might, but they're trying to end a cycle. I kind of feel like, okay, another thing about this person that has a crush on you, some of you guys could think that this person is like having options, or maybe whatever weird thing that they said to you indicated that, oh, well, I'm like keeping my options open. In reality, this person is very independent. I think they have options. I don't think they're very preoccupied with them. I think they're trying to leave. They're trying to leave this group of people. They maybe are trying to move. They're trying to create their own business. In some way, shape, or form, this person is preoccupied with their own freedom. That's what this soul wants more than anything. It's so strong in these cards. This is a soul in bondage, but it's karmic bondage with like negative, nasty people that have put their tar all over them. And try to see them through that lens, because I think a lot more of this will make sense to you. It might be hard because what if this is their family? Well, maybe you haven't met their family, but try to see them through that lens that there's more going on here. This is a soul very much entirely consumed with their own freedom, their own independence, their own selfhood. And they refuse to be like held into bondage. So maybe this person's scared that like being in a relationship means commitment. For some of you, I'm hearing like you're staring in the mirror to some extent. Like some of these things that I'm saying actually resonates very deeply with you and your own experience, and potentially your own experience with the same group here. This person has absolutely in no way, shape, or form received the amount of respect that they need to. So they're being quiet and they're being strategic to get themselves out of the environment. I think this is a person who is waking up. I'm hearing they're also on a precipice. Pile number 1 was on a precipice. This person is as well, to realizing that they're not the problem. I think people have always tried to blame them. And that's like this Libran energy, because Libra can be persuaded because they're very good hearted and they're always the diplomat. That's why you never negotiate with your selfhood, because Libra wants to be conciliatory a lot of times, but you never, you don't give up your own personhood, your own independence. And I think this person has been brought to their knees like over lifetimes here in some kind of way. And like, honestly, union with you, I think in some way assists them in becoming independent. Like, I think you do have this person's back. Potentially you are getting out of something and you guys can walk this like very step by step together, and it's actually strengthened, but it's like this person has to get out of their own way. So essentially you're kind of dealing with this person appears non-emotional. They appear maybe very logical, but on the inside, they are very emotional for you. They've experienced a myriad of emotions, and that scares them. This is a person who gets scared by like the intensity of their emotions, and they would prefer that people didn't see them as emotional for whatever reason. So yes, I think this person's experienced passion, maybe anger, maybe sadness, maybe a misunderstanding, but they're very much trying to not. And I do just want to say this as well. If you have been intimidated by this person, because I think this person can be very intimidating to deal with, and maybe you stooped below your integrity and you were trying to give the impression that you had options in order to try and draw an emotion out of this person, because I think you would have sensed that there was emotions there, but then you would have sensed that this person wasn't showing them, and then you have tried to like pop that bubble and like draw it out of them. If you did, you probably just exacerbated this issue, and then this person, they probably weren't sad. They probably seemed unaffected. They probably just moved away from you, because that's what this person is good at. That's what they do. And it's kind of not the way to make the connection here with this person. There's a lot of love between the two of you. It's like a secret crush. That's what I'm getting. This is like a secret crush. And you could come from different places on the globe, but I feel like you come from different places, but then you're headed in a similar direction with this person. And I think there's something about that would be very obvious. Okay, interesting. Hold on here. Like, I just keep getting this image from their past. Like, okay, if you made an offer to them, they were afraid that you were the devil, especially because I think they experienced a lot of like sexual attraction to you. But there's somebody here from their past that is like trying to keep them stuck. And they're stuck. This is a person who's stuck. Let me just see. What do they like about you? Just broke free from my family and I feel like I'm showing him the way. That's, yes, like that could very much be a part of this, because there's something where the pair of you, like, I think I'm almost getting the sense that like you went into this darkness to like literally pick this person up like on your way to Oz. Do you know what I mean? You were like, okay, my GPS like says now I'm going to go get pile number 2, and then we are going to pool our resources and like be able to walk together. And if you can do that, this is like, but this person is just so protective. So let me just get some advice really quick, and then we'll look into what this person likes about you. The Oz reference. Uh-oh. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Before we get into that, the Oz reference, because the Wizard of Oz to me, like, there could be themes of this. There could be money issues, because that movie was actually like, in some way, I remember reading this, that it was like a critique of capitalism in some way, and that we have to like kind of work together. And then she also says at the end, like, I learned that if it wasn't in my own backyard, that I didn't have to go like looking for it. I think this person's supposed to be learning that everything they have is from within. And also there's that Twister analogy. And I feel like this person it's reminding me of the symbolism of the Twister, where it's like the eye of the storm. This person is sitting in the eye of the storm trying to keep themselves protected, but then because of it, it creates this like storm around them that can be very destructive for other people. And it's because they're scared to kind of own up to this. So your advice here, we have the Star card. So, you know, I feel like you really love this person. Like you really do. And you recognize there's definitely a distance here, and you're very hopeful. The Star card for me, it's like very healing. So keep doing your own healing, because I think your energy naturally calls to them. Like they just naturally follow your energy here. Like keep going, building your own independence in whatever way, because they fight to keep up with you. Their energy does. Their energy does. And I think, you know, I'm seeing like the emblem of the sun when they see that you yourself align with being independent and being free, that draws them in and makes them feel safe, because they've always seen people want to bind to them, want to attach to them, you know, want to control them, want to link up with them. And this person, like I said, they are first and foremost on a fight for their own freedom. And I think, again, that might be where you meet. So what is this person like about pile number 2? Why do they have a crush on them? Oh my gosh. Okay, a lot of sexual attraction here. A lot. This person really likes your physical body. I think that you're very expressive. You could be very funny, very fun, very vibrant. You really do stand out. This person sees you as a leader, but kind of like a social leader. You might have the kind of energy that can just go into a space and like actually change like the entire vibe, but it's like you always do that for positive. And this person's very emotional. Keep that in mind. Like, and they feel like they've been around people who have put them in a place of sadness or fear or depression as a means of controlling them, which is why they're so drawn into your energy, because you actually have a weird type of, it's a paradox. And you know me, if you guys have been on my channel before, that paradox point is always a very spiritual point. So there's something about you where, yes, you have this kind of dominating emotional energy, but you use your powers for good, and it makes everything feel lighter and more jovial and kind of cleaned up. It's not that you can't be serious, because I can see here that you're actually, like, I think you've done a lot of healing yourself, and there's something about you where it's like there's some kind of quick results that you bring for this person where it's like you instantly kind of like reframe things in a way that makes them feel hopeful and positive and connect with their own sense of strength and power. I also think this person has started taking better care of their body, like because they want to show off for you. So maybe they're going to the gym, maybe they do their hair or their makeup, or and even just like making those little changes makes this person feel like more confident. Oh my gosh, like this person like loves you, dude, like loves you. It's very like romantic. I feel like this person dreams about you. They fantasize about you a lot. And you know, this person probably is a big fantasizer because it's safe. In their own mind, they can pursue a relationship with you, but it's safe. Again, that's that Pisces energy. And you don't want to get stuck in that energy where all you're doing is fantasizing, because then you never make something happen actually out in the material world, and that eventually causes you stagnation. It causes you pain. But this person, like, you are this person's romantic ideal. I think there's something about your look that actually is very soft and very romantic. This person maybe thinks that you don't see them, like that you don't pay attention to them. So there could be a bit of that going around here in this connection where it's like, you don't feel like you're getting the emotional. Again, I think you're used to being able to kind of pull quick results from people, maybe even sexually. Like when people are around you, they're very, I think you're also used to, yeah, in some way, just people take the lead. You know, if you allow your vibrant personality to shine, then people like take the lead and they kind of approach you. And maybe you're wondering why this person isn't. And it's because they're fantasizing about it. It makes them feel a lot more safe. So I feel like you could just feel that stagnation here in this pile, but really they're just like fantasizing. They want everything to be perfect. They just dream about you all the time. They really actually love your emotional nature. And that's big coming from this person because, again, they're very emotional themselves and they're beautiful themselves. And I feel like you're kind of a bridge. You like connecting with your energy helps them to connect with their own sense of like healthy. They want to move forward together with you. This person pictures having it all with you: the family, the house, the kids, the white picket fence, the dog, the trips, the romance, the love. They picture all of it, and they just see you as being like this perfect blend between the two of you together. But I think for some of you, it's like this person thinks that you get a lot of attention, and it's safer. Look at this. Like this person is just fantasizing. That's what this is. Like this, yeah. But they think that you're absolutely beautiful. They think that you are also a very creative person. You're very creative. I think you might do something. You might put your own creative energy out in the world. You have ideas. And to this person, it seems like you get quick results. I don't know that you feel that you do, but they feel like you do. If this person's ever been to your house, they really like your house. They like your style. They like your decorating. They like the way that you dress. I feel like you dress in, like this person's seen you dress in different ways. So you might dress in a kind of way that's like very, maybe like romantic, like the style of the Empress, but then maybe this person has seen you dress like fiery and vivacious. And, then they've seen you, I don't know. I feel like they've seen you rock kind of different styles, but it's coming across very dual. This person's very drawn into dual energy. They like a healthy paradox. So they like people who have these kind of contradicting traits, but if those contradicting traits are in a healthy way, not like, oh, 1 minute I'm happy and then the other minute I'm just exploding on you. Not that kind of duality, but the kind you have, which is like maybe very soft and romantic, but then also very fiery, you're probably very witty. You're just like very expressive, but okay, and this person does not like to think about you with other people. I think there's quite a bit of competition here on both sides. You both see other people around, and you both aren't like necessarily getting the reciprocity and like the feedback that you want from, and it hurts both of you. And I think it keeps you like in this cycle. There's some kind of karma that each of you are working out, I think, with yourselves, and it has to do with giving and receiving. But this needs to get broken because this person's not giving you much, not in terms of money, in terms of emotions, in terms of anything to work with. So that's something they need to change. And and then maybe there's something here where that you are working on busting out of too. I can't quite tell what this is, but maybe it has to do with like being passive. Maybe like you're learning to go after the things you want, just because you want them, just because I like you. Do you like me? I want to take you on a date, So I'm going to ask you, and I don't know. There's some kind of karma being worked out here on both sides, but I do think you're both like hurting each other. You're hurting each other's heart space because you both want a long-term relationship. Potentially, this is a person who's been betrayed before and probably in romantic relationships, but I'm more so getting in like just a broad array of things. You probably have been hurt, broken as well. This is affecting things. Look, that was literally the 10 of Swords and it just went flying out. I think this person doesn't want to look at this. They're like, yeah, I've been hurt. Like they just want to throw it against the wall, but it's like, they want to feel, this is a person who wants to feel in control. They want to feel powerful. And so their way of being powerful, the Four of Pentacles for me is the Emperor wannabe card because they're just trying to put on appearances of being strong and of being maybe immovable, but they're blocked off from the intuition. They're blocked off from their heart space because again, that's the karma here because remember, I'm going to keep saying this. I just said they're blocked off from their intuition. I've said that before. And then they're blocked off from their heart space. I've said that before. Because if this person can connect with those things, I think they can realize that you are actually not trying to cause them any harm. So long as you are not playing any games here. If you try to get this person jealous by bringing somebody else in, well, you kind of made your bed with this person because now you've given them actual physical evidence with their eyes that maybe you can't be trusted, something like that. Yeah, so this person like likes a lot of things about you, dude. Like I think this is the group where like a lot of people like you, to be honest. Like you're very charismatic. Yeah, maybe it's for the divine feminine learning how to surrender. Because right now I'm seeing this relationship can't move forward. Like it just can't. There's an immense amount of frustration here. And just remember like when this live cut off, this person does not want to open up and show their secrets. So let me just get some of the sexual magic cards of like, what this person is fantasizing about. If they do, they never say anything. I'm really getting that. Oh, well, look at this. The High Priestess came out. This person I feel like it's weird because I think you dress like very attractive, but you leave a lot to the imagination. And if you like wear V-neck clothing or something like, I don't want to show you guys these cards if you missed this because YouTube's been kind of getting me on the images on the cards that I don't even feel like are bad. Sometimes like they're not even there at all, but I don't know why. But yeah, so this person just feels like they're attracted to like the mystery of you. And the potential of what you could have together. This person does feel like you have a key to them and to their secrets. They feel like you could get to them, which then ironically scares them even more, makes them run back to their shell. And that sucks for everyone involved. I think this person really likes when you wear pink. They like your feet. I really feel like there's a connection here, like with feet. Oh my gosh, Ace of Swords. There's like this duality here where they see you like in one sense as like this like almost dominatrix type person. And again, maybe you're not afraid to tell people the truth or you're like very sharp and you can like see exactly what's going on here. But then there's a part of you that invites them in, like that is the mystery. So you have this ability to kind of just go right in, but then like you also have the ability to kind of like, wait, just like come to me kind of a thing. Come hither, come hither. Yeah, this person kind of wants to worship you, to be honest. Oh my gosh, like this person likes being under you. They, I think energetically that's what they feel. And like, I can't show you these cards, but like, he is looking like he's at her feet and he's like looking at her feet. There's a feet thing here. And then the star card in this deck, again, he's like looking up at her. So maybe they like the view of you, like your face, like when you're sitting up and they're like laying down. Yeah. This person definitely thinks about you in their private moments. And again, they just feel like having everything with you. Hold on, I'm called to get some of these. We'll get some messages and then we'll kind of move on. I feel like you probably know who this person is. My sage fell out. Beryl, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. This person feels a lack here. Okay, there's a connection with January. Maybe it's an Aquarius that's made this person feel bad. They're frozen though. Like they're frozen. Okay, I'm getting it. This person, it's essentially, they're lying. They're not lying. Their lack of emotional availability and their inability to express their emotions to the universe is like equating to some kind of lie, where this person's just not being truthful about how they feel about you. And I think we can all see kind of where it's coming from. That's what I'm saying. This is the safe person group, but it equates to some kind of a lie. There could be some kind of a significant moment in January. Financial gain, usually coming from something they did in the past. Maybe this person has a financial gain. I don't know. Coming from things they did in the past. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Parrot. Inkpot. Okay, so the parrot card literally says someone will gossip about all your secrets. This person, I think maybe is control. This person, to me, what I'm getting, they don't have bad secrets themselves. This is someone who's been like hurt by people trying to make them believe a false version of themselves and potentially tell things that are like embarrassing about them that are kind of somewhat normal. It's kind of striking me as like the family channels on YouTube where they put their family's business all out online, like while their kids are growing through like awkward stages. And, you know, maybe it's not exactly comfortable for all your friends to know, like, you know, when you had like the puberty talk and like all your questions about that might be uncomfortable. So then this person has been made to believe that they're dirty or they're wrong or they're bad for normal things. Also, some of these people that are around this person that are troublesome, they're liars. They just lie. So this person is very afraid that you potentially, if they let you in, that they are worried that if they let one person in and then they open up to one person, that potentially everyone could know everything about them. And that makes them feel dangerous because, like I was saying in my own family, how like there was a very troublesome person. This is kind of like, I'm not saying this person was this, but it's like kind of like psychopathic energy where the more they learn about you, they know how to push your buttons and they'll use it against you. Even things that you like. Oh, I really know that you like going to the park on Sundays. Well, unless you do this, this, and this, you're not going to the park on Sundays. But if they don't know that you like going to the park and you actually just secretly like going to the park, then it never gets put over your head. There's something very reasonable about this. And I do want you to check in with yourself because if you're one of those people that is like, well, we all this and this and this and this and this, maybe consider that you're not exactly being a safe person to this person. There's something like that needs to get worked out. I'm not saying you need to capitulate. I'm just saying like there's safe people to this person and there's unsafe people and it's very real. So this person feels like if they let the wrong person in, then they make them bad, they make them wrong, or they do something wrong that then everybody could potentially know their secrets. And it's a problem to be resolved. And this person is trying to be very logical, even though Spirit is saying it's their emotional side and it is their intuitive side that holds the key to resolving this problem. But they're too scared to connect with that because they've only connected on that surface level probably when they were a child or something. And they were not developed, so then that got used against them, when really it's their emotions that connects them to understanding whether or not someone's a safe person or not. Because as an adult, you can move away from those unsafe people, can't you? As a child, you can't. So they've learned these kind of like difficult things, right? They would just want to have a lighthearted, carefree time. And I think that they feel that you represent that to them, having this like lighthearted, carefree time. Protection from a powerful friend. There's somebody powerful this person's afraid of. Successfully overcoming a problem. Wish not to be granted. You're a wish to this person. They feel like they've messed things up. Okay, let's get some messages. Okay. Catherine said it's a manipulative way to live, but apparently it's safer for now. You know that quote that says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was stronger than the risk that it took to bloom. That's Spirit's helping this person very lovingly and not in a judgmental way. But Spirit is saying, look, okay, like we're an adult now. Like we can start now. It's actually the time to start, you know, trying to bloom and trying to blossom. So it's like that. And yes, it is a manipulative way to live. But there is a type of manipulator that I've described that this person has had to deal with. And I would watch that kind of language around this person because, like I said, they've dealt with real manipulators, okay? Actual manipulators, people who will manipulate you on purpose to get what they want without any sense of empathy. They don't care that they've now put this person in this tailspin. And in a sense, yes, it is manipulative. To manipulate means to handle with dexterity. What they're trying to do is protect their inner emotional space from a very real threat that they've had to confront with. This is why when I come up against energy like this is a person who would very, very much benefit from going to therapy. People who understand this, who come from a neutral position, who are trained to kind of help them make this transition, because this person does need to kind of make this transition. And seeing through the lens of genuine empathy, because this is a person with a good heart. This is a person who, if you have empathy to give, this is where you should be putting that empathy and being very soft with this person, because that thing of like, well, it's a manipulative way to live. I'm telling you, this person was treated very manipulatively for the wrong reasons and been made to feel like they were the manipulative person. And yes, in a sense, they're manipulative because they're trying to manage their but it's from a reactive space. It's not from a malicious space, and it's not through trying to control people. They just want to make sure they're safe, and that's a very different kind of manipulative, you know? So yes, on the one hand, but you know, there's something like that. Of course, there's a lot of those people. It doesn't change the fact that it's the truth of what's going on here. Okay. I love you. It's time for me to heal now. Yes. That's kind of like what we've been saying. Like, it's time for me to heal now. I love you. I know that I crossed the line with you. This person knows that they messed up. I hate this for this person because this person is like very aware. It's almost like they get harmed because they're too aware, because they see the details like too clearly, the threats too clearly. It was my fault, but I blamed you. The tarot psychology to understand the environment, but I know for people like me, being read is very much not the position they want to be in. Oh yeah, because it's like scary. It's scary to have like everything kind of opened up. You know what else this reminds me of? We get this energy a lot on the channel. January, Aquarius. Shadow Bishak energy is in the middle of Aquarius, and it's this place where like it's where a soul, and this is one of the hardest positions. This is why I'm trying to just really, if you like this person, I'm not saying that you haven't been hurt, but I mean, this person really does not mean to hurt anybody. And I think like if you knew anything about this person, which you probably don't know a lot about this person, but I'm telling you, if you knew this person, that your reaction would be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that you've been through that. This is of course going to take you a long time to heal. That is going to be a reaction. But like that place at Shadow Bishak, they have secrets that they feel like nobody will understand. But really, in reality, when they open up, people understand. Healthy people, safe people, they actually do understand, and they're not going to be judged, and they're not going to be treated unkindly. And that's what this person's really afraid of. But yeah, it's like, and keep in mind, I'm just telling you this, we will all go through this position in the zodiac. And I've just heard very clearly from Spirit, it's like, you do not want to be on the other end of this, having people treat you in a non-compassionate way, providing extra layers for you to kind of go through. Even if they are safe, even if they did know, that's a kind of manipulation too. I need to know everything about you before I'll treat you with empathy and respect. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're not giving you any reason to like distrust them, it's another kind of manipulative, because you're trying to push this person to open up when maybe they're not ready, and that makes you an unsafe person, even if you're not trying to like harm them, you know? I wish I had treated you better. Yeah, there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of sadness. I knew exactly what I was doing. This person is very lucid. They've had to be to survive is what I'm hearing. They've had to be to survive. I regret lying to you. Remember I said this is kind of lying. It's a kind of lying. It's a different kind of lying than like a practiced liar, you know, but I regret lying to you. You came closer than anyone. So many things remind me of you. This person is buttoned up. There's quite a bit of repressed energy here. I wish things could be different. Finding out the truth crushed me. And I regret lying to you keeps coming out. Oh boy. Finding out the truth crushed me. I'm kind of wondering if this is a person who felt like you didn't care for them. Because, like, why would you, or something like that. And they, like, I don't know, they try to cut themselves off so much. But yeah, finding out the truth crushed me. I wonder what that's about. I fell in love the moment I saw you. This person feels like they can't have good things. I got a Sword of Truth tattoo, legit. Yeah. And, you know, I just want to compassionately be there for them. Yeah. Like, and I think, like, I don't know. This is where I feel like having this understanding that we live multiple lives, Like, we're all on our paths, we're all on our journeys, and we don't have to feel like it's rushed. And I think that a lot of times it means that you're living from a place of the ego when you do try to rush people and you make it about yourself, because also I think that our ego wounds us sometimes because other people are not on our timeline. Because other people do legitimately have things that they need to deal with. And sometimes that can make us feel a certain way. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with us. And it's important that we can kind of sort that out and give the people that we love the time and whatever it is that they need. Let them be in charge of their own healing and tell us what they need. And just respect that. Like, that's love. That's the energy of love. There's a selfishness and an emotional manipulation that you kind of do see in the more anxious attachment style, that like anxious attachers kind of wrongly believe that, well, if we're all together, then everything will be fine. And all you need to do is figure out how to reach out to me, because then we'll be together and then we will work things out. And they don't understand that people who have more of an avoidant personality style, even if they're a fearful avoidant, well, they'll switch hit, and sometimes they can be in their more anxious energy. The threats were very real coming from other people for avoidance. If you were together, you were probably in danger. So you've lived very different lives, and you have to be able to hold that respect for somebody who's different than you. And allow them to kind of guide the way. And that love is an unselfish energy, so it's like you want to be with this person, and rush. Like, it's just not okay. Like, and we have to be able to see ourselves clearly, and like how we're bringing ourselves to the table. And all of this is practice, and it's like, well, I want my happily ever forever after to be with pile number 2 in this lifetime. Well, tough nuts, sweetie. Like, we all don't get what we want sometimes. Try to love somebody, okay? You'll accomplish more in this lifetime. You learn how to love somebody well than you die holding hands when this person's suffering, because that's just what your ego wants. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Oh, I'm glad. Okay. This person also, I keep getting off on these tangents when I'm picking the messages card, because again, this person's very buttoned up. It's reminding me of this meme that I had, and it's this man sitting in a therapy chair, and he's talking to his therapist, and he's like, yeah, and the wolves call out to the moon because they cry out to her in their emotional state. And the therapist goes, that's great. Let's talk about your dad. And he goes, no. So it's like, maybe this person like waxes poetic, or like they have this like deep way of speaking, but all of it's like trying to like not open up. And you might kind of like picture that, like you might kind of, or pick up on that, like when you're around them, they'll be like, and the moon and the wolves, and they have the moon. And you're like, the wolves and the moon, like, okay, let's talk about us. And they're like, I just remembered I have to go. Okay, let's see messages from this person. Yeah. There's also, Kate says, yeah, I feel like I need to know to feel safe, but it's more about ego. I'm a good old-fashioned anxious avoidant, but try to meet people where they are. And, like so many things that we do that seem like well-intentioned, they actually really are about ego. Look, I keep getting distracted. Trying to pull these cards. Please give me a second chance. This person wants a second chance, but they've got to kind of eke out of their shell in order to be able to do that. And you might be able to tell if this person is making progress. Okay. So remember we were saying that this person has like, once they start to bust out of their shell, this person has very good karmas. They have a very good heart. And so they're going to start getting a lot. And you'll probably be able to see that in their life. And that is actually a very good sign. It means this person is actually getting stronger and being able to trust themselves, and they're changing the environment around them. Because as this person kind of grows, I feel like they're in a new group of people. That's what I'm getting. Like when they're in their, what I want to say, like their Jupiter self, they're in a new group of people that actually are healthier. And that whole group, because I'm hearing it takes a village. That whole group of people is actually helping to mirror and reflect back very positive things for this person. And this person's starting to learn in a very tangible way that they are safe. And I think these other people are like mirroring, kind of like what we're doing here, how like everybody's opening up and like talking about these very like difficult things, like opening up about emotions, but like we're all like just working these things out like in a healthy way. It's not like nobody's gonna like, use this against you in your life or something like that, They're learning that way, and so they're getting closer and closer. You can actually see this person's progress, I think, I get the sense that you are kind of watching this person. So, okay. And I'm still not pulling messages. This person like tries to give you a little nugget. You want to watch this with this person, I'm telling you. They try to give you a little nugget that you will be excited about, and that they think in order to like avoid the emotional stuff. But it kind of does tell you about the emotional stuff, but then they don't have to say it. This person's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, I need to own up to where I feel sure about this relationship. I'm telling you, this person, like I said, they have very good karmas. They have a very good heart. This person's not trying to dick you around. They know exactly where they need. I kind of wonder if this person isn't in therapy and they are kind of talking with their therapist like behind the scenes because they're lost and they don't know what to do. They know that they need to do these things, but then they don't know how to do these things. No matter who I'm with, my thoughts always lead me back to you. I know I hurt you. I don't want to hurt you again. And this has to do with emotional honesty with this person. I never expected to fall in love with you so quickly. So everyone here fell in love, like pile number 1 and pile number 2, everybody here fell in love very quickly, and then it scared the bejesus out of them. I hurt myself by letting you go. Yeah, like this person, I think this is what I was getting at with the quote of like, and the day came where the risk to remain tight in a bud was worse than the risk to bloom, because everybody else, this person, at the very least, it was like they could maintain that numbness. They could be like, you know, it was neutral. It wasn't a gain. It wasn't a loss. At least I'm safe, right? Whew. And there's whole fields of philosophical thought that ask the question, is it better to feel elation, but then sometimes have pain? Or actually, is it a net positive to never feel pain? And actually, like a lot, I can't remember the specific school of thought, but there's this one philosophical argument that says it's actually more positive to never feel pain at all. So it's like this person was kind of winning in a sense by just, okay, well, at least I didn't feel pain, you know? At the very least, that's a win because I never felt the pain. But then with you, letting you go and like remaining tight in their bud and not opening up about their emotions, all of a sudden that did actually make them feel pain. So again, it's like that's something I think you did, and this speaks to your soulmate connection, you did initiate some kind of like internal tower moment. I'm just seeing the dominoes fall with this person. Boom, boom, boom. And I think it was like multiple tower moments, multiple realizations that they needed to change. But the thing about this person is I think they did change. I think this person got themselves into therapy. I think so even if, and this is another thing, it's like a real sticking point with this person. Just because I'm not, okay, this person does kind of want to yell in this space. Just because I'm not working it out with you doesn't mean that I'm not working out. And you have no reason to demand that of me. I don't have to share, like, I don't have to open up with you right now if I don't feel like it. That's what my therapist said. This is a person that might be like, well, my therapist said that I don't have to, I don't have to tell you things. You know, and they're right. They don't, you know, and it's like, just because I'm not doing it with you, and so you don't give me the gold star cookie because I didn't satisfy your ego, doesn't mean that I'm not actually doing exactly the things that you want me to do. So there might be like a weird thing here with this person. Don't forget about me. I haven't forgot about you. Yeah, this person is like the universe is fighting for our souls to be together. I'm working on myself so I can come back. Please wait for me. But this person feels like they don't want to ask you to wait for them, but it mostly feels like because they don't want to be rejected, if that makes sense. They like the part that says like, please wait for me. It's like they would never ask you to wait for them, not because they don't want you to wait for them, but because they know that they would get pissed if somebody told them that they had to wait for them. And they don't want to be rejected by you telling them like, well, I'm not. They think that you might be pissed at them, and you might well be, you know, and so they just don't. They don't want you to be like, well, I'm not waiting for you, and then them have to feel rejected. This person just sort of skips that step, and then they just kind of think to themselves, okay, well, they might not wait for me, and I need to learn how to be okay with that. You know, something along those lines. Very mature person, I will say, although I can see how this person would be incredibly, incredibly frustrating to deal with. The last thing that I'll leave you with this person is to take that spiritual perspective and say, okay, it's frustrating for me to deal with. Why is it frustrating for me to deal with? What exactly is it that's because I'm hearing maybe for you feel rejected. This, like, again, it's like the two of you you set off this kind of thing like where then you feel rejected, you feel unimportant, you feel disposable, you feel this, you feel that, and make sure you don't go into your unconscious habits of dealing with it. And instead, there's like an opportunity here for you to understand like why you operate the way that you do. Try to look at it from that spiritual lens, because again, we can't claim things are soulmate connections and then not use them to change ourselves and just use them to entrench ourselves in our own egoic responses. That's not a divine connection. The opportunity is there. The universe has provided you with that opportunity, but then you choose to remain in the state of ego. That's not you're not meeting that with spiritual energy. So just make sure you're kind of checking that and making sure that you're always kind of bringing it back to yourself. Not because you need to take on all the responsibility, but just because the opportunity is there and it's important to you. If it's important to you, that's if it's important to you. Okay. So, I do feel rejected. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, I don't think you actually dislike this person. For those, I can see that you'd be incredibly frustrated, and it's like feels incredibly personal because this person's not giving you anything, and they're wrong for that. They are wrong for that. And they know this person, I think, if you could even get behind their shell, they would admit that. If this person has a therapist, that's probably what they're saying is like, why am I like this? Like, they're owning it. They know about it. So if you're angry because you feel like this person needs to know that they hurt you, they know that. Like, rest assured, this person knows. And they know they're wrong. And they're trying to own that, and they're trying to like work through that. But I think what Spirit is saying, just make sure that like you are trying to own your side. That's like what healthy relationships do. And it's like a whole can of worms to even say that, because sometimes there truly is one like negative person in a relationship, but you know what I'm saying. So I can't afford to dislike anyone. Yeah. And don't like be upset with yourself, because again, you're having your own human reaction too. And this person, I think they get more anemic. They like, when they get upset, they withdraw, you know? So they're not lashing out at people, but it still doesn't mean that it has like any less negative of effect, you know? But for you, it's like, if you lash out, then maybe you feel like, oh, well, I'm like the worst person. You're not. You're just a person. You're having feelings. You are going through your emotions of having feelings. But the more we can understand about ourselves through these mirrors, everything in life is like a mirror, then the better off we are. And resistant to therapy, working on it. Yeah, that might be the trust. That, I guess that's another way that could go with the trust thing, is like, there are some people who just like do not trust the field of therapy like at all. Super hard for avoidance. Yes. I agree. And like, really, like, I'm a fearful avoidant myself. So we're the switch. I like to say I'm the switch hitter of fucked up, but like, getting around healthy people and figuring out how to do that, like, that is something that I feel like has really helped me so much, because it really does like take that village, you know, to unlearn that. Just saw Oz on a license plate. You think you're putting yourself out there, but not at all. And that is so true. It's like what's so monumental for you, and then like you put it out there and then you get slapped back down because people are like, that just wasn't good enough, and you've upset me in this way, that way, the other way, and then it makes you go back into your shell. And again, I'm not saying that like you're not in the wrong for doing that. It's just trying to meet people where they are, trying to see things through other people's perspectives so that you understand what they're like, if they're trying to hurt you or if they're not, like that kind of thing. I beat myself over my emotional reactions. Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about like being a fearful avoidant, like, I used to be exclusively, for whatever reason, attracted to anxious attachment styles, like right out the gate. They're so loving at first. Like, they seem so loving, so nice. They're the best girlfriends. They're the best boyfriends. They think of every little detail. But it's that insecurity that you don't like exactly see. And then they cheat on you, or they do something to try to like elicit that like reaction. And it's like, I have this certain look. It's kind of scorpionic. It's like, yeah, I messed up your shiz. Like, you feel that pain. And I've like seen that so many times, like in so many different relationships. And then I'm just like, oh my God, like, yeah, you got me. Like, and I'll just go back to my room, apartment, whatever, and just like lick my wounds. And, and the other thing about anxious attachment styles is they're actually a lot more, they get scared with the stability phase of a relationship. An avoidant type will try to push you into the stability phase of the relationship so that they feel safe, so that their walls can come down. But then that's triggering to the anxious attachment style, because when things aren't new and fresh and you're not dating, in that they feel actually safe because everything's exciting. But when it actually calms down, they actually feel threatened that somebody else could pull your head and pull your attention. So they're more likely to cheat. And then they flare up like that fearful avoidance. That's a little dance that we all do in trying to be securely attached. They barely gave me shit and I saw through it. Classic avoidant who dealt with intense childhood trauma. Yeah. You can hear it even in these comment sections where people are like clearly anxious or they're clearly avoidant, and like they really have a lot of vitriol for the other side of things, because you know how it feels like for you, you know? Yeah. Okay. So moving on to pile number 3. Catherine says the psych lingo and labels are confusing. They're not confusing to everybody. It's okay like that they're confusing to you, but then don't use those lingos and labels if they are confusing, because they're meant to help. You know, they're meant to be kind of just like language, like any word. It's like when you know the name for something, it can be very empowering because it connects you to all different kinds of resources. You know, if you know what avoidant is, you can look up avoidant. You automatically know that it means this, it means that, it means the other thing. It's kind of a shorthand, right? But it is kind of jargon. And if you don't understand that, like, you can understand it like through your own lens, you know? Don't have to use the psych lingo. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dealing with this in a platonic. Yeah. Hurt people. Well, and also, like, we all just try to protect ourselves, but we have different arsenals of our ways that we've kind of learned how to do that. And it just creates this kind of its own level of conversation, its own level of back and forth. But that's where we pop up into a different level of consciousness. And we can see that, you know, that all these things are just kind of taking place, and that it doesn't necessarily actually mean that just because somebody hurt you doesn't mean that they intended to. There certainly are people who intend to, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And so when you understand that, like, you know, it's coming from a place of hurt, then maybe you can, it's not that you should just, oh, well, it's coming from a place of hurt, I excuse everything, but potentially you have an entrance point to actually talk about something and try to, like, get to the bottom of it if you have that relationship. Because sometimes, like, it's not appropriate to have this level of a conversation with an acquaintance, you know, and to expect that, then you set yourself up for failure, and then you're going to feel rejected. In actuality, your relationship could never hold that, and it's weird to ask someone to open up, you know? Okay. You don't have time to look up its Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here. Cause, okay, let me just say this. Also, if you pay, with me in particular, if you pay attention to the way I speak, I usually throw out a word, like a jargon, and then I explain it, because I know that people don't always understand. I spend an inordinate amount of time on my channel explaining what these things mean for people that jive with it. And I know that a lot of people who are very psychologically minded are going to be drawn into my energy. I know it's not for everybody, but then everybody can kind of like sort themselves out that way. So I'm not requiring people to like just be on their own and look everything up. I feel like I try to put it in layman's terms for people who don't want to like get caught up in the jargon. So when you hear the psych word, try not to focus on the psych word, and then like maybe your brain panics and you're like, I don't know what this means, so now I'm lost in the message. Instead, just put that to the side, and then maybe I'll kind of explain it. Not every time, but then also, like, you know, people here can. But also, these are complex concepts. It's very complex. Human behavior it's simple, but it's complex. And the reason it's simple is because it does make sense. The complexity is because there's so much going on at once. So it's this layered effect. So when you look at it from the outside, it's layered. And it's actually very difficult, like even on my side of things, to try to peel apart each of these layers. We have to kind of take it one at a time. And you know what it reminds me of? I was thinking about this just the other day. When we walk around like in the world, you are processing so much data, like you can't even like really understand it. But the data is coming in all different forms. Visually, you're hearing certain things, but your brain just automatically knows what those things are. If you're smelling like apple pie or something, you know somebody's like cooking in the distance. But if you tried to describe that same scene like in a fiction novel, you know, and you're trying to be like, and the kitchen was warm with the sunlight glow, and it smelled like cinnamon, and like you would have to say like 2 paragraphs to like actually bring people into like that same vibe. And that's what it feels like to be a tarot reader, especially when you get into like the layers of complexities with human emotions. There's really no way of avoiding it. And it kind of goes into the theme of like pile number 2 of just understanding that like there's a lot going on, and that is the very nature of the beast of life and of human emotions and different things like that. And it really does behoove you to get to know the basics of it. Just like when you're a toddler, you learn what colors are, you learn what emotions are. Those are the simple things that as you progress are going to get stacked up. So the more you understand the basics, the more you can play in the complexities as you grow in your understanding of it. So sometimes I feel like I get blamed in the comment section, not like really recently, but when people usually have a problem with me, it's because of the complexity. And I know, I've had to learn this. The complexity does not exist within me. The complexity exists within their situation. And the reality is that just like a toddler's brain can really only handle learning like numbers and letters, well, an adult's brain can do calculus. You know what I mean? Like generally speaking. And it's weird to look at people because we all have different experiences in our lives. And emotionally speaking, some of us have like, it's been more of a requirement for us to dip into it than others. So we're learning this like at different stages in our lives and everything like that. And that it's okay for that person to not be drawn into my readings because they probably are too complex. And while certain people need that level of complexity in order to get any traction in their level of understanding, that's who I have to read for, because there are a lot of people maybe can't put it together in that way. And so it would just be sort of spinning their wheels to not go into the complexities of it. And when you're already in the muck and the mire, having a psychological reference, knowing that there's a name for it, actually tidies up your mental space. Oh, that's what that is. And then everything just kind of goes into that one box, and it has the opposite effect, where it's actually very simplifying, because you've noticed all of these different things and you're like, I didn't know there was a name for that. It's just kind of like knowing you have OCD. Like, I just thought this was these like unrelated symptoms, but now I know it all comes from this one place as this name. It's OCD, and it's meant to kind of clean up. Like, when a tool is used well and a tool is used properly, that's the effect that it can have. So it's about trying to like figure out where to go. Well, people learn through all different kinds of methods, right? There are visual learners, there are people who read, there are people who learn kinetically. You can learn about anything. Like, there's people who are very good at psychology because they just are very observant. There's people who studied it academically. There's people who studied it, yeah. So, shout out to the Attached book. Yes. Yeah. And again, like, if this is adding to your confusion or it's adding to your frustration, then just consider, like, it's okay that if this isn't like necessarily the place. I think some people too, it's like when they sit right on that precipice, they're like, I can sense that there's a lot of complexity here. I can sense that there's a lot here for me to understand, but I'm still at the beginning. And it's okay to just acknowledge that and say, I'm going to kind of wade into this slowly and I don't have to get it all at once. So, okay. Channel Ramana one day. Okay, Ramana, I feel weird about like asking to channel like specific beings or entities, because I just don't want, I don't know, it feels like I'm taking their essence to legitimize potentially what I'm saying, and I just want to like avoid that. But Ramana, I will say, I just sense very strongly in my energy field. I feel an immense debt to him. I feel like I am the soul that I am. Like, this sounds so crazy. I feel like I am the soul that I am because of him and because of his constant presence in my auric field and my life and my experiences. I think he's touched everything that I ever do, and that I am who I am because of him, So, yeah. Thank you so much, Return to Sender, for the $10. Yeah. So, I don't know, because I kind of don't like that. I think it's like almost a mask sometimes, where it's like, well, now that I'm talking as this person, then I'm not held accountable for the things that I say. Like, I know that I channel something, but I don't exactly know what it is. I can't take credit for all this stuff. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah. Being able to name the thing definitely helps. And there's also a phrase that sometimes I think about. It's like, sometimes to know a thing is to kill a thing, like, so especially like with fear, again, like OCD, it's like, okay, well, I know I have OCD, so now I know it. It doesn't have this like weird like control over my life. I know that I can go to certain places to get like help, but also there's some things that are too big to ever be contained in like a little thing. So sometimes to like try to name it or to try to contain it means to like stifle it and to kill it and to cut it off from like its magic. So it's like, I'll say this last thing, then we'll move on to pile number 3. I believe this will help every person who's on a spiritual journey, and I consciously try to engage it. I call it the sifter, where, because all of life is basically like on a spectrum. We live in a world that is dual. So the dual things are like opposites, okay? Hot, cold, left, right, up, down. But then everything in life unfolds on a gradient. Remember I was saying simple but complex? So really, it's just versions of like being on this dual spectrum, right? There's hot and there's cold, right? So in that way, it's like very simple, but there's like everything in between hot and cold. There's 98 degrees Fahrenheit, there's 67 degrees Fahrenheit, right? It's like a mixture of hot and cold, right? And it's like everything in between, and all of life expresses this way. So it's simple, but it's complex. And so if you struggle, do the sifter. Okay, I can see like that it's this way, look at it through this one polar lens, then sift it, then sift it, then sift it. And then you kind of like narrow it in. The sifter. Okay. This one pile and moving on. I know a lot of people are probably feeling frustrated. Okay, so, all right, the river, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Let me just get some water. Um, Pile number 3. Okay, who has a crush on pile number 3? Let me just like try to tap into the energy. Clear the conversation here. Okay, I feel like this person that has a crush on you, there might be more than one with this pile. Actually, there could be 3 of these people. They might even know each other. But I think they have like a bit of a bohemian kind of a vibe. And maybe they're a little bit transient. This is so specific, but I feel like for some of you, they might live in different places, but it's connected by the same river, or like the same river touches it, which we have huge rivers like here in the US. So it's like maybe the Mississippi, or something like that. I don't know. And I feel like they've been, okay, whoever this, maybe I'm tapping into one energy, maybe I'm tapping into all. I'm kind of feeling like it might be a friend group here, which could potentially be messy. But they have felt stagnant here in some way, like maybe they are used to traveling or something, but then recently they've been like really stunted or like very stuck in something where they haven't been able to express themselves or to be as free or as liberated as they usually are for some kind of a reason. I feel like these are people who are going through a period of confusion, spiritually speaking. You might actually know them as being very spiritual. Maybe you met these people in regards of exploring. You would definitely meet these people exploring. Maybe it was exploring some kind of religion. I think these people kind of say things to you and maybe even to one another that adds to, or at least it's culminated into a place of confusion here just at this current time. But it's just this place in the river, and the river is going to kind of like move on from that place. I'm getting that, like, I'm seeing a river, but it's like low tide. Like there's not a lot of water that's coming through here at this current time. So maybe there's, you feel like, again, your connection is stagnant, but there's not like a lot of emotion. Potentially these could be people that are experiencing some kind of money difficulty here just at this current moment. And I'm hearing something got into the water, something potentially poisoned the well or something like that between the two of you. But these are, I think, multiple people who have a crush on you. They see you very much moving on because they see you in your power. I'm like strongly getting Emperor energy, but it's like then it splits off from there in a weird way. So there's like the first house, like very like cardinal initiating energy, but then there's also some kind of strife or difficulty. So I don't know if like you've had some kind of difficulty here, like in this group of people, but now there's some kind of strife or difficulty, and they see you as being able to initiate the way. Okay, these are people who are drawn to your way to initiate out of like a troubled spot. They very much are drawn into your like leadership capabilities, but I feel like you are also like a very bohemian type yourself in some way. But I'm getting like the horse yonis, which they're one-offs. They're very interesting. They're very sexual, very athletic potentially as well. And then like, moving on, like very good at moving on. There's another sense of kind of dignity here in this pile. You might have memories with these people here around water, but there's some kind of blockage here in this current relationship. And I'm hearing like, because it's all this purple energy, it's like more wisdom is somehow needed. But I'm hearing it like a robot, blockage, like something like that. More wisdom needed, something like that. There could have been an argument or some kind of strife, and it doesn't necessarily have to be between you and this person. It could be between like these other people that maybe you know. And I think maybe it's over you. Oh, he's Ashwini. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that. And I'm also hearing Swati as well. Okay. Or like they're trying to get, Swati's like very creative energy. It's almost like something was moving towards a very prosperous way with this person. They thought something was like really going to take off, and then all of a sudden it got blocked. But it feels like it was it's Aries into Libra. Okay, so it was and this is why they like you, is because you are Aries, like a healthy Emperor type energy. You can navigate out of difficult situations. I think you've taken charge, you've taken the lead here in some way, or this person has seen you do it. Thank you, California, for the $9.99. Like and so you've been able to do this, and they thought they were on this path as well, like in the Aries energy, like it was very strong, it was very selfhood, it was very determined, it was very that cardinal initiating energy, but then they've run into some kind of blockage, and it feels like a money blockage, it feels like a creativity blockage, some kind of blockage here to their dreams, and maybe it has something to do with a relationship as well. Yeah, this person that has a crush on you is usually they're very strong, like, yeah, they're usually very strong with this Leo energy, and they present as like very confident, and maybe this is a person who is like pulled back in terms of like doing their hair or doing their makeup or taking care of their appearance. But yeah, usually they are very strong and maybe even like very out there, but I feel like this person has receded into their shell just recently because they're just not feeling as confident, and it's in the realm of earth. And I think there's something here where maybe they've had to borrow some money from you or like some knowledge or something like that. And yeah, this person is just, I'm getting that they kind of feel ashamed. And it has to do with maybe communication. They could have communicated away in this group. Because again, I'm seeing like the three X's. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys have had like a threesome kind of energy like with this person, or an experience or something like that. I don't know. They could have felt, it doesn't have to be. That's not going to be for everybody. But there's something where they're like maybe ashamed of the way that they spoke to you, or about the way that they were saying certain things. Maybe that they caused like a problem, and then you had to like then navigate out of it. Oh my gosh, Sun Venus. So this is actually a pretty common conjunction because the Venus never goes very far away from the Sun. Maybe that's how this person feels, like that they never go very far away from you, or that you never go very far away from them. But again, like this is like some kind of, this is like a very strong connected energy. And I think you like this person on multiple levels. I think you both find each other attractive. And I think you find each other attractive on a lot of levels. I think the conversation typically flows like very easy here between the two of you. But with this Libra, see how like there's like a blockage here? There's some kind of blockage in conversation. So usually the conversation, yeah, like it flows very, okay, there could have been like a sense of competition. And maybe that's this third energy that I'm picking up on, where there's a third energy in the group. And then now they feel like, I don't know, this person is competitive. This person who, it's funny because they're bohemian, but they're also competitive. Because, you know, I just think of like bohemian vibes. It's like, oh, like, I think of that, I think it was a Bob Dylan quote. It's like, be chill or leave, man. Be chill or leave, man. And so, usually this person's like that. But then I think they had this moment and where they weren't like that. And then I don't know. Then they like kind of went back into their shell to kind of think about something here. There's definitely something going on with work with this person, but I think work's maybe not going well. They see you though, and they see that you are going like really well, that you're looking really good. You're kind of in the opposite energy as this person right now, because I think you are looking really nice, like looking really fresh, looking really elegant, and they're watching you. This person's keeping an eye on you, waiting for their moment. Like this person's kind of wanting to make a splash. I think this person wants to like fight for your attention, or like fight for your honor or something like that. They're just they're waiting to catch your attention. Maybe that's what went wrong here. I don't know. Like they were trying to catch your attention like in a better way, but then something went wrong. I don't know. I always hear with this card, I'm hearing it right now. You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. Which telling me like, maybe you are a dream for this person and they just feel like they have to chase the ups and downs. But this is a person who has a dream. And, because way down deep inside, I got a dream. So they have a dream, and their dream is, you, but it's like love and harmony and balance and putting themselves out there and being able to make progress and feeling strong in themselves, and maybe like making a business for themselves and being on fire. I just heard, I got the power. So yeah, this person is, it's funny because I feel like maybe they give a different impression because they come off very bohemian. But in reality, this person is very competitive, and they do have a dream, and they want to get out there. They want to get out there. Yeah. So this person sees you. They see you. Okay, let me get a different deck here. Yeah, King of Cups. So this person, like I said, I think they could be very spiritual. For some of you, they do something very creative here for a living. They could be like the leader of a creative business or a spiritual business, or they could be potentially watching you do this. They want to offer you their cup of love, but they're just, like I said, they feel like there's competition here at the moment. They feel there's something here. If it's not something they said, they feel like it's something that others communicated to you. There could potentially be multiple things that have made you turn away from them or have put a blockage up. They feel like there's been a blockage here in this connection. I feel like you guys probably feel that you know who this person is. I chose the river to be cleansed. Yeah. You walked away from this person, at least on an emotional level, even if you're still around, and they're like very much in their head about that. They have a lot of fears and illusions. And I feel like this person, on some kind of level, they've been placed in a period of stagnation in order to kind of process these, because it's all coming to the surface, which is why I keep seeing this river. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to go canoeing when there's like no water. It's horrible. And you have to like, there's certain parts of the river that then you just have to like drag your canoe like over the rocks. That's kind of what I'm seeing this person doing. It's like they have been making progress. Maybe they felt that they were making progress with you, and then they had to get out and like drag their canoe over the rocks. So things aren't really going well for this person, but I think they're at this place of stagnation, because usually when the river is flowing, it brings that like cleansing kind of an energy. Well, here their fears and stuff are supposed to bubble to the surface so that when the rains come in, it can push it all out. Does that make sense? So there's some kind of like divine spiritual process that's happening here, and I do think that it's going to lead to a period of abundance. Like, I think this person's watching you do this, and they're learning like certain things about how to do this. Okay, this person's watching you in like a very sneaky way, and they're watching you from a place of like defensiveness. And then we have this cosmic coven. So remember I was getting this like kind of bohemian kind of group vibe here. So it's like there's a friendship group here that I think, again, it's like I'm picturing there's 3 people, and like you're all very bohemian, but you're not really facing each other right now. You're not really seeing eye to eye, and it's bringing out like all these, they could be watching a group of people that you are involved in. And you don't see them doing this, but this person's kind of like dreaming about certain things. And I do feel like this person can be a bit, feels very weird that what I'm hearing was spoken by you a couple minutes ago. Oh, what? It's okay to work and then put me in a weird situation. Maybe there is like a weird situation that's going on here. It feels awkward, but it feels like it's awkward, but that it usually doesn't feel awkward. Is this what happened? Friends, will we be friends ever again? Yes, I feel like this group, like you're going to be friends again. There's this weird period of stagnation where this person has to drag their canoe over some rocks here for whatever reason. Yeah, because there's a blockage right now. There's somebody who's like manipulating the situation, the Knight of Wands, in order to get their wish fulfillment, which is you, this like lover situation. But they feel like you have options. Okay. Okay, there could be more than one person that feels this way. I think I already said that. Anything else that you can give us here, Spirit? Okay, Spirit is involved in this with the Wheel of Fortune, because there was something that was going on here that was a functioning dysfunction. So I feel like Spirit placed whatever blockages are in place here for this person, because like I was saying, they've had some kind of blockage with their money, with whatever it is that their dream is, and they need some kind of financing, and they've been working on this. So I feel like this person has been working very hard. Maybe you haven't seen them around because they have been like tucking themselves away. This person is not usually as tucked away as they are now. They've like receded into themselves, and they're working on something here. And they might have to start over. They might have to start small in something here. Spirit. Okay. This is not meant to be right now. Because the Lover just flew out again, and then it flipped out on its head while I was looking at the Wheel of Fortune card. So Spirit has like turned this on its head here for now. There's some kind of blockage that's been instituted. Why? Why? Okay, I keep hearing that like, now way down deep inside I got a dream. And you know, like Rapunzel, they have to sneak out of that bar area via like a secret passageway in order to like get out the other side. So I feel like it's meant to push this person down another pathway in order to start anew with the page here. What? Okay, Spirit, what else are you? Spirit is doing something here in this connection. Spirit, what are you doing? Besides, like, spirits put a blockage up here in terms of like a lover's situation. The 5D is bleeding into the 3D. Describing my previous work situation to a T. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of work connection here. But also this bohemian group. Friendship group. There's no fruits here. There's no fruits here with the 4 of Pentacles. There's somebody here that is like very blocked off and like self-protective, and there's something to do with money and equal give and take and values and a choice. Something here needs to be grieved. Okay, and it's a message that's coming in. So there's some kind of message here that needs to be grieved. And the message has potentially put a block up. It was meant to be a tower moment. Okay. I'm hearing message received. Spirit is waiting for this person to receive its message. And I feel like this has been a full body experience because they're blocked off in a lot of different areas of their life. They've kind of been placed in this position that they need to come to grips with. Spirit is saying they're viewing this situation or whatever was said to them, because I think you were a big part in this. They're viewing that as just a temporary blockage to their dreams, and it is a temporary blockage if they're actually connecting with the fact that it is the way. The obstacle is the way. They need to regroup, get a different view of themselves here, because I think this person, they were in Aries energy in the past, so they were maybe only looking through their own viewpoint. They could have been very selfish. They were trying to like really push something through. They weren't considering you, or they weren't considering others here, and so that is actually what has created the blockage. They themselves created the blockage, and Spirit, I think, has done certain things to enhance this, and it may have to do with, like, again, this 8 of Wands. This is some kind of incoming message that was meant to be a tower moment, to where this person maybe can't focus so much on you, or like some kind of like happy union here, something like that, and instead has to go within. That's what this is all about. So this person, you might not have even seen them around because they've been in like a place of extreme hermitude, and like they're actually meant to not be around, like with this cosmic coven. They're not meant to be blending their energies with others here just at this current time, because they actually have a lot of anxiety, and this person needs to cry. They think that the way around this is to be offering you some kind of like something here, offer you some kind of message or something that you find to be a wish fulfillment. And or maybe this is this other group of people here, I don't know, but instead they're meant to actually like be the King of Cups, or you are. You're actually meant to step up into this leadership energy. Yeah, something like that. I don't know how that shakes out here, but okay, let's just see, what does this person like about you? We already got a couple of things, like it's your strength, your capability, your cardinal energy, because your cardinal energy is fruitful, and I think it's because you consider others or something like that. Oh my gosh, somebody here, there's something going on here that has poisoned the water. It's poisoned the well. I literally just saw the Devil card and it gave me this really bad feeling. Something here has poisoned the water with this person. And they're being blocked off and like sequestered in order to not infect others with whatever this is. To maybe not to infect you with this on some level. Like somebody here has like a weird intention towards you. But it's like, why would this be coming out in a crush reading? Or it's just like a weird energy within themselves that's actually poisonous that they need to get sorted out before the spirit can send the rest of the water in, because otherwise it's just going to push it downstream. Does that make sense? Downstream into this. Remember what I said? This is a person with a dream. Oh, okay. So this person with the dream, it's like the end and the means are one. So it's like they're sorting something out. They're sorting something out within themselves so that like as their dream comes through them, they can not have that be a part of it. Does that make sense? He needs to grieve his mom's passing. Shalisha, we need to poison these days. Look like, okay. What else, Spirit? I just saw the Hermit card again. What is this Devil energy? There's some kind of plan here. Hold on, let me see. Okay, this person wants to try to offer you something and then like have it be, put you in a place of defensiveness, or like get you to start a fight, or to get people to attack you. because you walked away from them. So this is weird. This person has a crush on you, but they hold some kind of like resentment. That's what the poison is in the well. They hold some kind of resentment for you bossing up and walking away. They're the ones seeing you in devil energy, but in reality, this is something, the water is poisoned within this person. It's a poisoned well. I kind of think that people are moving away from this person, or spirit's actually moving people away from this person, depending on what's needed, because not all these people are bad people. Like, you can be in devil energy and not be necessarily a bad person, but some of these people legitimately are, but not all of them. But yeah, this person I think is trying to get you to react to something. Ego wants to keep people. So, oh my gosh, in this cosmic coven, Spirit has stepped in to defend this group here. Because something needs to get integrated within this person. There's something they're not owning up to, their own toxicity here in some way, shape, or form. So it's flattering maybe that this person has a crush on you, but then it's like they're not owning up to their own toxicity. Look, the devil energy again, and the King of Wands. This person has disrespected you, and they have a plan about it. That's because look, you're chilling here in this Queen of Cups energy. Like, I don't even think you're looking at this person. Like, you're chilling, because way down deep inside, I got a dream. I feel like you have some kind of a dream here, and then this person is upset by that. But what happens if you throw that little fireball at the Queen of Cups? She's surrounded by water. It's like, it's just gonna like hit in the water, and so it's gonna confuse this person why they're this person's also confused why their strategy isn't working. I feel like this person's trying to bait you, because this person feeds off of drama, and they're trying to get your attention that way, because they think if they stir up a bunch of drama that it'll make you sexually attracted to them or something, because then you'll see them as like being the leader or like the hero or something. This is weird. This is a weird energy. Now, also keep in mind that I think there could be up to 3 people here, that it's all in a similar group. So I could be picking up on different energies within this group, right? So try to understand that, like, because it almost feels to me like, okay, there was the first person that we were picking up on, who they had a dream and they were sad, and yes, they're dealing in some toxicity, but it's kind of giving pile 2 vibes, where yes, they're dealing in some toxicity, but their path might be very similar to yours, to the pile number 2 person, where they're actually surrounded by some negativity here in a group that they need to see clearly and then get themselves out of, because they're wrongly being lumped in with the toxicity here of this like group that the pile number 2 person was rightly picking up on, and pile number 2 couldn't close the toxic energy out of their life without closing the healthy person out of their life. Does that make sense? But that's part of the karma that's being worked out here. It almost feels like different energies to me. So like that first person didn't really feel necessarily negative. There is a second person here who is very negative. Very, very negative. But now you have to take it how it resonates, because if this is just a single person, well then it's all one energy. But if it's not a single person, then there's more than one person that is involved here. Like this person really is trying to stir up some kind of, look, they're so sneaky. They want to sneakily betray you. So it's either them, Lord, I can't keep track of this, and they're trying to confuse you. They're trying to sneak around and cause you some level of heartbreak. Oh my gosh, we got the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. Please be careful. Pile number 3, please be careful. Please be careful with this person. What person has a crush on someone and then behaves in this manner? What person likes someone and behaves in this manner? This is a deeply disturbed person that I'm picking up on here. Whether it's all like this different parts of the same person, or whether this is a group and we talked about this first person and now we're talking about the second person here. You've gotten out of this, okay? And you have found your strength and stability. You know what you should watch after this is, if you go to Weird is the New Black, WYRD is the New Black, there's a State of Play reading. It's the one that she shouted me out on, funny enough, and it's called The Vengeful Karmic. That's what this is. And she describes this like magical dragon energy. Like you are like, it's this beautiful here I am kind of an energy, and there's somebody here who is very, very malintended, potentially could be dangerous. It has this like gross energy that you potentially aren't seeing clearly, and she gives this beautiful warning at the end where she says, I can see that this maybe is a new energy for you, and maybe you're still a little bit vulnerable in this new newfound strength that you've had, and not being afraid to express yourself. And if you don't see this coming, then potentially you could internalize it and think that it's your fault. In reality, this is a deeply disturbed person here. How does this connect with them having a crush on you? That's what I don't get. How is this a crush? I don't understand. Okay, like I think this person, they could potentially have mother issues, but they have like fears and illusions that make them lash out with the 9 of Swords. Why? They think you can... Okay, that's why the Wheel of Fortune came out. This person thinks you can elevate them. So this is weird. This person, this second person that we're picking up on, thinks that you can elevate them, and I'm getting any person that can elevate them, they have a crush on. That's what draws their crush energy. So it's like not flattering even for this person to have a crush on you, because it's not like they're connecting with actually genuinely beautiful things about you. It's just that you can elevate them and they're attracted to that. Please be careful. Please be careful. Rudra, yo. Okay, when you said that, Damien, definitely. For some of you guys, like connecting with Rudra is like the primordial form of Shiva. And it's that destructive energy. And I've seen this I read your cards. I've seen this in your energy before, where it's like you walk a path of divine destruction, where actually that energy is what brings out your enlightenment and actually brings highest and best results. Because you need to destroy your connections and your energy here with this. So spirit has actually sequestered this person. The funny thing is this person thinks that by picking at you or something like that, they can actually move things forward. And they're signing their own death warrant is what I'm hearing, because spirit is sequestering this person. Like if it's the first person, they're sequestered until they get this nasty person out of their energy who potentially feeds them negative information, just has a negative auric energy. And this person the first person we were talking about here, if these are different people, is genuinely sweet, does genuinely have a crush on you, but is frustrated by the stagnation here. But there's a poison that they're ousting. There's a poison that they're ousting, but they're asleep about it. That it's affecting them aurically. And spirit can't send in the rains without sending the poison down the stream, and spirit won't do it. So all these people are keeping themselves, spirit is involved in this. Spirit's saying, you won't move. I promise. Whoever you think holds the keys to your destiny in the external material world, they don't. Because I've stepped in and you're not getting out of this. Like that's what spirit is saying. So long as like this second person especially stays fixated on your energy, nothing will move in their life until they let go. This person doesn't get it though. They're maniacal. I want to say like they're maniacal. It's like super weird. That's the classic words of a narc. He keeps on saying we're special. I don't see it. That could potentially be love bombing. Okay, so I'm scared. Should I try to tap into the third energy if there is one here? Maybe for some of you, you're the third energy and that's like, it's just a reference to this third party. Okay, hold on here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is this? Like, there's competition and there's like a functioning dysfunction. You guys, okay, now I'm potentially getting there's more than 3 people here. Like, what is going on? Please be careful. I'm going to pull some advice cards for you. Notice how every person's hand is a different color in this? Like, what is going on? Okay, I get it. So, you know what a narc does? How they have flying monkeys. They, like, get people whipped up. So that's what this person is trying to do. They're trying to get flying monkeys to come to their side and to turn on you in some kind of way. So for some of you, it's like this is their little weird bohemian group that is poisoned. But it feels like there's 3 mainstays here. And then there's this other 5 to 8, like, you know, that are maybe in competition with you or they're trying. And this person's doing this in order to be on the top of the pile, whatever this is. And they want to try to do this without your knowing. This is a nasty, evil person. And this person probably thinks they're just the shit. But, like, they're not. Is there at least one good person in there? The first person I was picking up on is the good person, if there is. I'm so scared. Okay, Okay, no, I get it. Because I literally, when I pulled those cards, it was because I was tentatively trying to tap into the third energy. But then the third energy kind of came up as multiple people. And that's what I feel like this narcissist, it's like the flying monkeys. So, but this narcissist is trying to like, it feels like they're trying to get your friends. It feels like you're in a new, you got away from this person. That's what's going on. You got away from this person. You are in temperance energy. You are stabilizing yourself because they didn't treat you with respect. This person that I'm picking up on, frankly, would have trouble treating anyone with respect. But your fortune has changed. Now you're in that mula energy where you've like completely like changed something here. This person can't stand that. They're trying to drag you back into their drama, drag you back into their nonsense. They want to feel in control again because right now this person's not in control. So it feels like they potentially they're associated in some way via like some kind of bonds here with this first person that we were talking about, who maybe doesn't see their toxicity, but desperately needs to for the own well-being of their own spirit. This first person just kind of comes from a toxic place because they've been influenced negatively. So that person needs to get away. They could be strongly tied there. There's at least that connection between these two people. There could be another like strong connection here. Maybe two people are in that first energy that I described, and that forms the three. But then the third energy that I'm picking up on, the third position on the field, is this person trying to win people over to their cause to turn against you and your new beginning, and to disrupt your new beginning, and to and it's a functioning dysfunction because they feel like something needs to change here because this is a person who does not feel successful unless other people are suffering around them. It strikes me that this person has a crush on you. Maybe this is, like I said, this person just has a crush on anybody who they feel like could potentially help them. But maybe it's these other people that I'm picking up on in this group that have a crush on you. And I just heard girl crush. Like even some of these people have a girl crush on you, or like a boy crush, where they just really admire you I'm hearing they don't understand that what they admire in you is you were able to get away from toxicity. I think for a lot of you were able to break free of energetically the poisons and the illusion of that toxic person. But even if like, say they have their own toxic situation and you have your own toxic situation, you were able to break free of your toxic situation, even in your energy, to where the things that come out of you are not poisoned. And this person has like a negative energy. I'm getting some strong messages from myself. That's another Oz reference. Yeah, spirit is definitely was involved. Otherwise, I wouldn't pay attention. Thanks for taking on this reading. Yeah, I mean, I can see that you guys, I just keep wanting to tell you to be careful. But don't be neurotic. Because somebody was like, please do not let the neuroticism of this reading in pile number 2 move on to pile number 3. Very wise advice. The way to deal with this is by being aware, but this is like generally aware, like just kind of hold in your energy. Don't become like weird or like fixated or anything like that. You don't need to, because I think it'll just kind of be apparent, and it'll be apparent to other people as well that somebody's like not well, or they don't make sense, or that they are and it will be apparent that you are in the temperance energy, that you are coming from a place of like being balanced, Okay. What do they like about... There are people here with a crush on you. Let's just see what they like about you. Okay, it's your strength of character. It's your strength. It really is the ability that you were able to break free. It's the respect. If you feel that other people believe this person and their take on you, this feels like you have a bigger group of people and this person is like a small, there's a big group of people that's mostly healthy, okay? And they're aligned with you, these people. Even if it's just loosely like I'm sane and you're sane and we enjoy that together. And there's like a smaller group here that's like embroiled in this person's nonsense. And somebody has a crush on you within that group of people. It'd be like that sometimes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these people think that you're a wish fulfillment. Whoever has a crush on you. The 9 of Cups is Venus and Pisces energy. So again, with the Pisces energy that has like gone through all these, Venus exalts in Pisces. So they just think that they think you sit atop the pile is what I just heard. Because this person wants to sit atop the pile. So there's a rivalry. Okay, so there's people with crushes on you, and then there's somebody here with a rivalry. That's what this is. So these people have crushes on you. It's like, it's untouchable, the way that they feel about you, because I think you've demonstrated yourself here. And they feel powerless. So they're drawn to your strength. These people that have a crush on you, they feel powerless. They admire you. There's just a great sense of admiration. And they, I'm hearing where this person that is in competition with you has to try to domineer a sense of strength, has to domineer their position on the top of the pile. You naturally sit there elegantly and gracefully. And you don't even maybe know that any of this is going on. Yeah, you were able to move on from the past. Like, I don't know. This is such a weird reading. It's more a warning that wanted to come through here. They are Pisces. Projection is a distraction from perception. To cede their power to that person. I'm strongly getting that there's these other people here. Okay, because these people are drawn to power. This is, maybe you guys are also drawn to piles number 1 and number 2 to talk about like the people who have a genuine crush on you. And it could even be that both of those people have a crush on you. And then this person, it's meant to like, because those people were drawn to your power, right? Like, so there's an attraction to your power here and they got sucked into this negative person's energy and their remit because it was a false sense of power. This is a bully. Like, whoever this is a bully. And they are messy and they are crazy. This person is crazy. Okay? They're crazy. And just because, like, this reminds me of like a con artist, just because they're comfortable conning people. They don't really have skills. They don't really have wisdom. They don't really have practice in their life, but they just want to sort of domineer the cloak of that. And so they come off like they're strong. They come off like they come off like they're at the top of the pile, but they don't really in any way. So that's why these people were drawn into that. So they're drawn to the fact that you're the real deal. And I think, that's why Spirit's involved. Spirit's involved because them seeing that is going to help push. I think this negative person, I'm going to pull some cards on them. They're in for a very rude awakening. Let me just see, Spirit. Okay, like I just said why, and then I saw the Cosmic Coven card and the Hermit. It's like everybody in this group of people is wising up to them. They're like pulling from within themselves. And like this person, a con artist can't influence people that are not like willing to be conned. So everybody's like kind of just, I think they're receding. They're just pulling back from this person, which is again leading them to this place of stagnation where they just are confronted with themselves. I'm hearing this person's confronted with themselves. This would leave me be. Yeah, like there's something honestly like it's kind of giving like maniacal is the word that's coming through. Maniacal, lucky escape. Yeah, so you're just, I'll pull some advice for you. Oh, this person. They've been watching you for a long time. This person's been watching you for a long time, like up to 2 years. They are trying to see if you're going to fail. They're trying to plan for your failure. This person's crazy. Okay, let me just see, like, Spirit, what advice do you have? Self-confrontation is good. Just curious. Reaching God, then normies. Again, I see what you're saying, Damien. Is it Damien or Demian? I think it's Damien. I agree, but like my take on certain things, like on all these things like we were talking about, it's like there's a good kind of crazy and there is a bad kind of crazy. Like that leads you further away from truth, that leads you more into ignorance. There is a positive type of argument. There's a healthy way to argue where you actually can get to the truth. There's also an unhealthy way to argue. There is a positive form. There's higher vibrational and lower vibrational ways of engaging with everything. And this person I'm picking up on is very low vibrational, in complete ignorance. Like they don't walk in the light of God. They don't, but their ego tries to make them think that they're right, you know? And the crazy thing is, like, this is the type of person who would hear me saying this and they believe so much that they're in the right. They would think that I'm talking about this beautiful person who has managed to escape them in that energy that I'm describing them as. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile number 3 in dealing with this? Be the fool. Hold on here. I just heard enjoy your new beginning. Dance like nobody's watching. Like just keep doing your thing. And this person is going to watch that. person may pay someone to try to harm you here. I need more. Like, I really am kind of getting from Spirit, like, don't worry about it, hun. Like, we're on it. I just heard that. Don't. Their problem isn't with you. They're fixated on you, but it isn't with you. And we're involved. And like, this person really is like, I'm hearing they're drying up. There's something here that's drying up. Spirit does love us, yeah. Oh my gosh, you probably think this song is about you, don't you, don't you? Not to pay someone to harm you. It's like, pay someone for, it was hermit energy. Somebody to be, like, say this, how do I want to put this? Like, maybe pay someone for advice. Could be that they try to get a reading. This will be stopped or interfered with. And I pray for this to happen all the time. So people, I can feel sometimes that people have bad intentions when they get readings from me. And I just pray to Spirit. I'm like, scramble the message. Scramble the message in a way that serves the highest and greatest good of all beings. Like, where it will resonate for them, but that it will also make them reveal their nastiness. And Spirit does. You know, so it's like... something here like that. Like, they could be trying to pay for some kind of insight. Maybe this is like, maybe they take a course on like how to ruin someone's life in 3 days or less. Like, I don't know, but you're protected from this. It's not something you should worry about, you know? Or it's like, if you found your way to something safe and you're in this group, like maybe it's a group therapy session and you pay to like be a part of that group therapy. And so this person wants to then also pay to be a part of that group and then cause you some kind of disturbance. Spirit is like saying like, we got this. Okay, anything else? They're just watching you, but they're watching you succeed. Okay, so they're saying all they'll get is pain because this person's just going to watch you succeed, watch you build momentum, and then everything's drying up around them. And that will only intensify more and more and more. And you will get your wishes. This person has to watch while you get thing after thing after thing. You know what? This is reminding me of like group 2 where I was like, once you come out of your shell, then you have such a beautiful heart and such good karmas. You are going to get all of your wishes. This person has to sit by and watch while you get all your wishes fulfilled. And while you have love, they're going to watch you get literally like the love of your life. The love. You have all the love. And this person, it's going to make them feel like this on the inside, like, and they want power. This person wants their voice to be powerful and it isn't. Like, it isn't. And I think they don't understand like how crazy they look and that nobody likes them. And like, Spirit is like very much involved. And it's a learning process, I'm hearing, for everybody involved. Everyone, this is like bringing about some kind of like higher learning. It's clearing the air here in this space. But this person's toxicity is being prevented from moving downstream. That's what I'm getting. This is crazy. Is there anything else that you guys want to know in regards to this? Because this is a crazy person and a weird situation. And I just want to make sure that you feel okay. Big lesson for me in this life is to accept that not everyone considers others within their own thoughts, words, and actions. That is so true. Not everyone has your heart. Spirit is just letting you know that this person's energy is around you. You might feel that. And I'm also hearing like, take me as a reader. It's like potentially Spirit is letting me know that there's somebody's energy here in this group, which is a big group, you know, that like I'm potentially tapping into. And it's like they skew the messages. Like, what if they skew the message? Like where, you know, it's like their energy is nasty. Why they're attracted. Is there a deeper purpose? Okay. The deeper purpose is for them to observe. Okay. There's something about your energy that is very potent for them to observe. And also there's something about your karmas, like you having very good karmas, because their bullshit doesn't have any effect here, or it doesn't have the same amount of reflect. I'm almost getting that it's so weird. It's like the more that they try, the more they get bound, and the more that you exceed, the more that you excel. And this person honestly may not be smart enough to understand that. They might not be able to observe that without your help. So it might like take quite a long period of time. And also, okay, the river here. There's something here that the purpose is like for observing their own toxicity. Okay. Because I think the group that they're in, these could, remember I said it's bohemian, and like a lot of bohemian people are very go with the flow, and like they're very sweet and they're very nice, and which is great. But there are times when you need to stand up and you need to tell somebody where to go, and you need to tell somebody exactly what for, and they're not getting that in this group that they're in. They kind of are able to buy their own bullshit, and other people buy their own bullshit, or even if they don't, because a lot of these people don't, is what I'm getting, but they just don't say anything, because they connect with these people at a place where they feel impotent or they feel small. So that's like, it's a poisoned water. They're not able to see through that. But there's something about observing you and potentially observing your new beginning. And if you're finding new family, new healthy relationships, that this person has to see the split. They have to see the split. And this person will quickly learn, I'm hearing, that the best thing for them to do is to keep their mouth shut, because things will get worse in their life. I think there's an actual tangible occurrence in this person's life. They only hurt themselves. So they'll have to kind of learn, which is, again, maneuvering them into a place of like kind of silent observation, which is why Spirit is kind of saying, listen, chill out. Don't worry about it. Don't take any action necessarily right now. If you feel like you are picking up on it, if this person is out of bounds, and if you do like realize that they were gossiping about you or they were trying to do something, protect yourself, do it in a dignified manner, but they're trying to maneuver this person into, thank you so much, Catherine, for the $20. They're trying to maneuver this person to a place of hush it. Hush, hush, hush it. Okay, also, there's somebody in this person's life that is after them. This person's focused. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing. This person has to learn that they're so focused on you, and you have nothing to do with them. It's just they're so hateful, they're so spiteful, they're so jealous that they're so fixated on you, and somebody is on to this person. This person's eyesight should be elsewhere. It really should be elsewhere, because there's somebody coming for this person. They will need the level of fixation they have on you elsewhere in their life. If they don't bring that level of, they need to pull back here in order to understand what's going on, because this person's strategic and deceptive and awful. And Spirit has put somebody, they've mixed timelines where another person in the same level of unconscious energy, they're not unconscious in terms of their strategy. They're like, this person that's coming for this person, they're very strategic and they're hidden, they're cloaked. And I think they might even appear as a friend. If this person, this person that's after you, maybe, remember, this is like a bohemian friend group. They're trying to pretend like they're your friend, or they're trying to infiltrate your friend group to turn your friends against you. Somebody's doing that to them. Somebody's doing that to them. And this person's stronger and better and sanctioned by Spirit for this person that you're asking about to get taken down. So it's all ignorance. That this person's own ignorance is the cause of their own destruction. And they don't see through the lens of wisdom. I think this person wants to fight. They want to come out like, what of it? And because they're like, what, you want to hit me in the chest, huh? This person's like, you can't get me. What are you going to do? Call me out? You can't call me out. And then Spirit is like, ha, like from behind, like, oh, you thought the threat was up front? Takedown, brutal, bloodbath, like metaphorically speaking. And it will change this person's fortune. It's this person can't see it. I'm hearing sneak attack. Like, this person's in some real danger. This person is in some real danger. And they don't see it. They don't see it. And then they're going to blame everybody else when it happens, and it's only their fault. This person thinks they're funny. This person thinks they're clever. They think they've thought it all out. And Spirit's like, let them think it. Pile number 3, let them think it. Don't do anything. You don't need to. Because your side of the street's clean. Your side of the street's clean. Theirs is not. Theirs is not. Theirs is not. Yeah. I'll physically drag you there. What are you supposed to learn from them? That, that certain people, even though their intention is to hurt you, that they can't hurt you. That karma is actually a real thing. That things catch up to people. That you don't need to, I think maybe some of you are sitting at a precipice because you're a beautiful person, but you recognize that not everybody has the same heart as you and that some people are a threat. But realize that once you recognize that, I think it puts you in a place of confusion. You're like, what do I do? Now I know I need to stand up for myself, but I don't want to lower myself in any way. And definitely don't do that, and I don't want to be strategic, and I don't want to but at the same time, this person needs to be dealt with. And Spirit is saying you becoming aware of it and your good karmas deals with this, like in and of itself, and to watch for the signs and watch for the clues. I think for a lot of you, you were intimidated by this person or in your past, by just the energy of it, by just the threat of this person's utter fixation on you and the competition energy. And I'm hearing like the best way to compete is to not compete. Just do your own thing. It's like a problem can't be solved on the same level of consciousness that it was created upon. So the way that you meet this energy is not through competing. This person wants to engage you in some kind of competition. They don't understand like that you're not interested in competing, so you're kind of dignified and you're elevated and you're above it, you know? And that's what you kind of look at is like, I don't want to engage in competition with you. That just, it's beneath both of us, you know? So I think, but also you can't keep your palm open to somebody like this because this is a hidden enemy if you allow them in your group. And I don't get that you are. I think you've made it, I think you've stated something about your actions. You might have very well stated in plain English to this person that you no longer wish to be around them. That was important for the universe is what I'm hearing. You declaring that you will not engage. So that's why it's this person's like a pest to your energy. It's being seen that way because you've disinvited them from being in your space. So because of that, you're being supported. And so you're not solving this on the same energy. You've risen above the competition and you're like, well, I guess I just, when in doubt, do nothing. Have you heard that? It's a permaculture concept. When in doubt, do nothing. So you're just like sitting there doing nothing. And this person, I think you're going to see that like, this is a corrosive energy. It is a corrupting energy. Don't let it corrupt you by getting into this and saying like, oh, well, two can play at that game. And like, I'm better than you because I'm sanctioned by spirit. You are. Get out of there. By getting out of there. Don't stoop to their level. By just saying, it's really a shame that this is a worldview that you're in. That is this dog eat dog. If there's a quote from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants where America Ferrera's character, I can't remember that. It was, I believe the second one is where America Ferrera goes off to that like thespian camp, but it was via her friend Julia, who was like very well steeped in that acting world. And Julia felt like all the doors are going to be open to her because she'd been acting longer. Like America Ferrera wasn't even supposed to be trying out for like the plays. And then all of a sudden, America Ferrera just gets the lead role and has this natural knack for it and everything. And the whole time, Julia is pretending to be her friend while working behind her behind the scenes. And then America Ferrera and the culmination of that whole thing, she says, I'm very sorry that my little bit of success feels like I've taken something from you. It doesn't. Somebody else's success doesn't mean that you're taking anything. So some of you, I think that you have felt like you're doing something wrong just for succeeding. Like you're supposed to be learning that that you're not. You're meant to succeed. And healthy people celebrate when you succeed. They celebrate your successes, like she literally tried to get her fired from like the production by staging that she was mentally unwell and all of that stuff. That's not a friendly action. And she just moved away from it. And I think that's meant to be your energy of like, I'm sorry that my tiny bit of success feels like I've taken something from you, but it only feels like I've taken something from you. And the problem exists entirely within you. You need to rectify that within you. That's why the universe is not supporting this person coming after you. But if you dip down into that, then that I feel like that's falling into the first person's energy of this that like has the crush on you, where it's like they don't see the poison in their own life, that they're tolerating this and that they're interacting with it on the same level, and they're allowing themselves to believe this person's kind of worldview where it's like when somebody does better, then it's a slight on you. So you're meant to be transcending all of this. This is really this is all about like transcendence and getting on with things. This person will have a harder and harder time keeping up with your energy because remember I said you're on the river. Your dream is flowing. This person has to drag their canoe over some rocks. They can play ball with spirit. This person needs to be engaged with spirit. This person thinks they got qualms with you and they don't. They don't. They think maybe it needs to be worked out with you somehow, like especially by you failing. They don't. They don't need your attention. They don't need your conversation. They don't need your energy. They don't need anything. This person needs to let you go. And they need to deal with spirit. They need to be in their own internal hermit mode. And I think everybody around them is mirroring this to them at this current time, where everybody's kind of withdrawn their energy and like kind of leveling up spiritually speaking. So that's what you're meant to be learning. You're supposed to also be observing that this person's corrosive energy, it eats them alive. I think you're supposed to watch while this person sort of like just gets eaten alive by their own lies, by their own like negative energy, and to watch and understand that your ego is not required to get involved to do this, and even like that you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Spirit, what energy should pile number 3 be in? Took my joy back. Yeah, definitely don't Don't let this person like, knock this. That's your beautiful future. Yeah. I know people believe in karma. Karma. The people who, this is why I have such respect for Vedic astrology. Those people who understand that. They understand it on such a deep level. And I think people they first reduce karma in order to, it's like they create a straw man of karma. They think they understand karma, but they reduce it. And then their own reductionistic version of karma, they disprove, and they think they've disproven like the entirety of karma. But it's like, I'm looking at like 14 books that cover karma, like right there, like just in front of me. I haven't read them all, and I'm sure I wouldn't even understand it even if I did, read them all. But it's like, it's so complex. Oh my gosh, you are incredibly tempting right now. So stay in your beauty, stay in your power. I think some of you guys have like friends around you who are also beautiful and spiritual and powerful and maybe like not to be trifled with. Sing your song is what I'm hearing. It's going to put this person, like this person has to they have to let you go. This person has to sacrifice you in order to do well themselves. It cannot be otherwise. It's like getting their finger in a Chinese finger trap. They can't just pull it out. They have to like work with it in a different way than they're used to. They've gotten themselves in their own trap here. They need to be the one. You've already cut ties. So, yeah. And it might be painful to like not rush to somebody's rescue because you probably have gotten baited into the rescuer, persecutor, victim complex here, but just don't. This person, you not like rescuing this person or conceding in any way puts this person in a massive state of fear, but the fear is their own. That fear, remember we said this at the beginning, the fear causes them to lash out. The fear is their own, and they have to understand that it's their own and that you are actually content here in this situation, and you're they need to see you stand in your power. That's the only thing you need to focus on. You don't need to focus on this person and their actions and what weird things they're doing. It won't be successful. They'll probably be annoying, but that's all they can really do is be annoying. And like, that's the other thing, because this person might be trying to be annoying in order to bother you. And like, I'm just seeing other people in this space, like that person's super annoying, right? Like, and weird. Like, that's what I mean is like, they're just corrupting their own image. They're just corrupting their own self. If you don't do anything, if you don't react to like whatever it is that they're trying to do in the way that you want them to, then other people just have to be like that. Other people are also thinking like that person's like really weird. Kindness is the best beauty. It really is. The trip is expensive. That might be a metaphor. Can you find out where the enemy is? Okay, it's funny that you use that word enemy because enemy is often used to describe the ego. So like I'm hearing first and foremost the enemy is within. So that goes like to having the spiritual perspective. Deal with your own enemy within your own ego. Don't meet this person from a place of ego. Again, like the ego would want to compete, or it has preferences or aversions. So you have the ability to practice like transcending preferences and aversions and competition here. You have the ability to practice being in flow. So I'm hearing first of all, a lot of times the enemy is within. And that's, if there is no enemy within, then even when somebody is the enemy from without, then like we're talking about in this like kind of egoic way, then there's just, they can't like get any like level of traction. But I don't know if I can get any more clarity on where this enemy is because I mean, like I said, it's in this bohemian group here. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? And then we'll move on to like the overall message. Oh yeah. Okay, with the poet, like see how she's speaking like with peace, and it says expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Whereas the shadow attribute, which I think is like what this person is in, turns a lyrical gift to a negative or destructive effect. Oh, that's the comparative energy I was getting with the Gemini. I think it's apparent how the energy that you speak with, the energy of peace and love and harmony, and the energy that someone else is speaking in with this full energy. Using humor to wound rather than to liberate, denial of their emotional truth. Yeah. I think this person is destructive, but they're destructive to a lot of people. Okay, that's the end of pile number 3. The attempts to control the narrative of how things have unfolded is just so apparent. Yeah, like that's really what I'm getting. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the general message, we'll see what Spirit wants to kind of address here as a general message. All right, Spirit. Yeah, you have a new beginning that's waiting for you in this beautiful energy. And I also think that it does involve some kind of an increase in money, but this looks like a slow increase in money. Slow but steady wins the race is what I'm hearing. I do think that with the Eight of Cups, like it's moving away from that emotionality, but what it's talking about is to move away from like making decisions or like reacting from that place of emotionality. Definitely have your emotions, feel your emotions. Look, there's a river here. In the background, I feel like Spirit's voice is trying to beckon you forward towards health, independence, vitality. Maybe some of you will make a house move. Like you'll be called, yeah, like literally moving to a new area, because she's kind of in the swamp, which maybe, and that's the emotions that she's moving away from. Don't feel guilt, don't feel shame. Just move away from that energy and to feel your own abundance. I definitely feel like a lot of you, there's some kind of move here or like a new beginning that it's like bringing you in alignment with a group of people that are very fun and they're very vibrant and they are maybe similar to you. And this energy where like things really do need to change because they weren't getting their needs met and they're willing to work towards this. This is what I'm getting. It's like very dealing with that Virgo energy, the like just dealing with your routines, focusing on your routines, focusing on like your positive habits, focusing on your own clarity. Does it involve a physical move? It might involve a physical move here for some of you, but I feel like this is very divinely orchestrated. You would be very, very much feeling this. It could even be for some of you that you're just presented with a choice and maybe it would be like your emotionality or like a sense of nostalgia that would make you want to stay in a past energy, but you could potentially be given an opportunity to move that involves like moving somewhere else. And I'm specifically getting for those of you where it's like that person that we were talking about in pile number 3 that they are not where the toxicity is coming from. They just really can't see through somebody else's nonsense, but they're deeply affected by it. This could potentially be happening for one of those people where Spirit is just naturally moving them away because they're actually ready to move on from this. And when they get distance, they can actually see the treachery or the deceit or the backstabbing here of this other person, or like, again, this group, this business, whatever it is. I'm hearing, trust certain divine offers that are coming in. At least explore. I'm hearing like, at least explore them, at least give them a chance. Don't just shut them down out of a sense of like, well, I've always done things this way. There's always been some kind of a nostalgia, something here like that. This isn't for like, by the way, because I'm seeing there's one cup here that's like piping, which means there's one cup here where something's different. And then remember I said it was 5 to 8 people that were negative in that last reading. So even though like 7 of the 8 people here are confused about this other person, you getting away is going to help you understand where the problem is. And so it's like you can re-engage with this group from your own sense of power, with the safe people here in this group. And then maybe like know exactly where the problem's kind of coming from. But this will all take time here with the Ace of Pentacles. I just strongly see this new beginning here for a lot of you. And it has a lot to do with boundaries and maybe even resources. What else do you want to talk to them about, Spirit? It's so funny. Rags Maisie said, any eclipse specific advice, dear? The 8 of Cups usually does have an eclipse image here in the background, and I'm just hearing flow with it, just go with it. Oh, okay, so it might actually bring up like these more negative emotions. Some of you are already free. Some of you are already out of this group, but you might feel those emotions like bubbling up. Then their Spirit is just saying this is where it's coming from, and you're actually safe and you're protected and you're having some kind of a new beginning here. Hey, babe. There's some weird things going on, and somebody did say shut up, and I'm not sure who they're directing it to. Silence on my face. I think Juso probably could use a timeout. They're saying a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, so yeah, the Seven of Wands. Some of you could be like, I don't know, fingers pointed kind of energy. Okay, let's see. Anything else, Spirit, that you would like to say? Look, we've got this Pluto energy that I keep kind of looking at here. So again, it's like, I think you're undergoing some kind of metamorphosis or some kind of transformation, and just be delicate with that. Anything else? What else do you want to talk about, Spirit? Burden and responsibility. Okay, a lot of you are feeling like in your head right now, you feel a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility, a lot of like negative thought patterns that you're maybe you're confused about. There's a lot of fear energy based around love, something from the past here. And you're watching something, and there's more insights to come on this, okay? But it's like these insights, there's some kind of insights that are coming in, and they're meant to free you from the ties that bind you, or from emotions that can be confusing your judgment, or like confusing your clarity here, that are actually keeping you on your knees. Spirit is saying, look, there's more insights that are coming. These are going to feel like tower moments, but it's actually meant to free you, and it's going to bring you to a crossroads. And then you're going to feel maybe this burden or a lot of responsibility, but this is actually your ships coming in. You will actually realize that you have some kind of options here in this situation, and yeah, maybe see an obstacle clearly or something like that. Or this is happening like in regards of you with someone else. Yeah, my head is scrambled. I'm getting that. Like your head is scrambled. And I'm hearing Dr. K from The Healthy Gamer in my mind, how he talks about a lot of people who think they're quote unquote logical are actually really not, because the emotional brain, if you don't deal with it directly, what it does is it hijacks other parts of your brain, like the logic. So you will, that's the energy of justification, where you're trying to justify something that your emotions want, but feels like they can't ask of you directly. I think a lot of you are dealing with this in some arena of your life. I think for a lot of you, it could be love, but for a lot of you, it could be like being tied to a certain place, or it could have to do with work. And maybe for some of you, this is like this like moving energy. So that's what I'm getting, is like there's an opportunity to move, but for some of you, it will be in the physical. It could be tied to work. It could be tied to a location. For others of you, it's like you're moving on from a group or some kind of an emotional entanglement situation that you've actually, I'm hearing that the fact that you're confused here in this situation, the confusion belongs to yourself. The situation is actually very clear. It's the competing emotions from within you, and that makes it feel like you don't have the truth. And Spirit has these tower moments that are coming in. You might have been trying to avoid them here in order to maintain some sense of strength, but you maintaining that sense of strength is actually what's preventing the or like immovability. That's actually what is preventing the tower moments, aka the clarity, to come in. So they're coming in like it's really shaking, it's really rattling something that that you've had built for a long time, and it might be something that you like, a way of thinking of the world. It might be something like that, where it's challenging these like pre-prescribed notions that are very like rooted. And so Spirit is saying, look for these are coming into your life from maybe somebody could just potentially say the right thing to you, and it'll just like shake that. And don't be afraid of it. Don't try to fight it. The ego is going to try to fight it. Like actually let the tower fall, and then from there see if even if you have a sense of sadness or heartbreak, see if something like actually gets much more clear. Not wanting to deal with it. That's also a possibility. Anything else? Okay, you guys have such abundance coming into your future and such stability. I just heard, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. You definitely have like some kind of message that's coming in with the Three of Wands that's going to give you quick results. So making whatever, like dealing with this tower moment, making whatever change or adjustment within or without that you need to make is going to lead to quick results. You're actually going to have your ships coming in. And some of these ships coming in are in the form of messages that then produce these tower moments. So you're getting into like a better cycle with yourself. And it's clearing something up is what I'm just seeing, a vacuum, just kind of clearing something up. You're breaking a cycle, like a habitual pattern and a way of being. things that have been hidden from you are coming to light. Like, that's the truth of the matter is actually being revealed. It's coming to light that there's been a functioning dysfunction. I think it's moving away from something, the discomfort of having to deal with something, the discomfort of the confusion, the discomfort of the emotions, and it's freedom. It's giving you freedom, but you've got to cut ties here. And this feels like whatever, you're cutting ties with the karmic, but this feels like the karmic is fear. But then the fear shows up in all of these other different relationships, or the karmic is confusion, or the karmic is something like that. You're cutting ties with it. And once you do cut ties with it, you're going to be placed at a crossroads. And I'm seeing in the Nightmare Before Christmas now where Jack, the Pumpkin King, like he's standing in the middle of that grove where there's all the different doors. And it's like, which door are you going to go into? Because now you're free. You're genuinely free. You're actually genuinely free to make a choice. You're headed to this place via Tower Moments, via breaking this cycle up, everything that I just mentioned, to genuinely being free, genuinely being the captain of your own ship, genuinely being able to make some kind of a choice. And this choice is going to funnel you probably into some kind of big, stable success, but it's Pentacles energy. So like built up very slowly, but it's almost like choose your life path. But in the past, when you were around this group or in this negative energy, it was like pick your poison, but now it's really pick your passion, pick your path. And let's figure out what is like coming in for you. Okay, like I'm seeing the 7 of Wands. So, yeah, okay, I get it. Like you have maybe felt other people have had you as an option, whether this is like career-wise or in love or something like that. And so you always felt like you had to compete for the top spot. It's not even necessarily that you yourself have a competitive spirit. It's just that you've always been cast as an option. But now you're having this more cooperative, you're moving in a direction where you can actually cooperate with people, and you don't have to have the top spot to be like considered valid or something like that. And I think that when you do this, some people might not understand, and they might be kind of trying to suck you back into that negative energy. I just heard succubus, by pointing the finger at you and making you feel like you're bad for actually like getting away from that. Yeah, there's like, you're headed towards a crossroads here. They just want you to understand that. They can't tell you so much like here at this current time, because you still have to come to that crossroads by way of these realizations and these tower moments. If they tell you too soon, you might misunderstand or you might be afraid. But it's actually a very good energy that's coming through here. And just be gentle with yourself as you're cutting ties with like these more negative energies. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like energies that then manifest through these other people that also have karmic contracts with those energies, but they are expressing them, So, yeah, this is like really, really great. Okay, nice. Thank you guys for showing up here and spending a little bit of time with me here on this beautiful Friday. I hope that this was lovely. I tried to have this be more conversational during the lives, where people can ask questions, where we can actually like maneuver and take some time like exploring topics, and it doesn't have to be so regimented, because if you're showing up for the live, I think that's kind of one of the benefits. People who are watching this back like a video, they can always like skip forward, they can watch however much they want, then move on to another timestamp or something. But it's part of us coming together as a community, is being able to delve into these more spiritual topics, where I can ask maybe your more pointed questions, as if I can, where we can all connect here as a group and as a community and show love to each other, and talk for 3 hours straight. It's really not surprising. I'm a Gemini. I am a Gemini. So patience is another life lesson. I learned so much for you. Yes. All right. So you're welcome. Thank you guys so much. And so many of you have like very, very beautiful energy, and it just feels like really, really nice to tap into that energy. Which pile's your situation? Oh, wow. A lot of people are dealing with pile number 3. Oh, I love you guys too. I'm so glad that we can connect here, because I can tell that isolation is definitely a tool that Spirit's kind of using, whether it's like forcing a hermit energy to get people to reflect, but I just feel like we can all connect here in this space. So I do just want to remind you guys that if you are on the list for a personal reading, that the messages went out today, and we made it really easy for you to, if you no longer want a personal reading, you can very easily remove yourself from that list. And also, we do have these fall candles. I wish you could smell them. They smell so amazing. It's the pumpkin chai, and they're really nice. They're substantial. They're classy. They're elegant. It really, to me, and the fall ones only come in the black because the winter ones are going to come in the white. And I just think that's really like appropriate. I don't know, because it's like the spooky kind of fall color, and it's beautiful. I feel like it just uplifts every space. It doesn't have a label on it. The label actually is in the container that it comes in. So it just looks really nice in your space. And you can kind of tell that it's lightly frosted here. It's one of my favorite things about this candle is that you can see the flame like beautifully kind of through the side. It's these little things that I find to be like very beautiful. So if you are interested in this candle is like a little under $25 on Etsy. You get free shipping if you get 2 of them. And you could even get like, does the free shipping work if they get a ritual candle too, or do they have to get 2 of the fall candles? It doesn't matter. So you could potentially get a ritual candle that you want and one of these and then get the free shipping. So, yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Thank you guys for spending Friday with me, and I hope we can spend some time next week with each other. So, okay, wait. Rachel May says, is it distracting if we put longer messages in the chat? I don't want to distract for the overall messages. Oh, to me? No. I don't read all the messages that come through in the chat, but sometimes I just get distracted by that. But I don't think it's too bad. So, but thank you for being considerate, Rachel. Okay. I think that is what we have here, and we'll just call it there. Alex, ever since the live stream crashed, I don't have my like little thing over here where I can end it.
All right, I got you.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'll see you guys like on Patreon or over here, wherever it is that I see you. Bye, guys.